Hello, my beautiful gemstones. I am so sorry to have kept you all waiting. Thank you so much for being patient and awesome as usual. And I even turned off the overhead light and I'm still like super duper bright here. So I might have to remedy that at some point. So I hope you all are doing amazing and having a great week. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope that that's going to be awesome for you. I just want to really quickly, because I know we're running a little bit late here, go over something that Ghost Dragons and I were discussing. So when I do the 2 videos a week, okay, when I do the Monday upload and the Thursday upload, that takes me hours and hours and hours of work. And I have my loyal followers and my friends, but I don't get a lot of views for the work that I put into it. So I was like, how can we do this in a way where we can spend more time in stream, but I can also put out content? So what we were thinking about doing, and I want your guys' input, is maybe starting next week, Monday. It will still be probably Monday and Thursday. So twice a week, I will come in, and maybe twice a month on Sunday, we'll do like a morning show. We're still considering that. But Monday and Thursday, I'll come in. I'll read the scripts. I'll come in live that I would have done as content. But we'll do 2 hours from like 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern and have you guys come in and discuss and bring people in. Kind of like I'll just bring a topic each week. Or maybe Steven and I will bring a topic each week. Twice a week instead of my usual uploaded videos that I've been premiering. So we are thinking about doing that, even if it's just for a trial basis. So if you see something new and different going on in the next week or two, that's why. I'm hoping that kind of not only brings more people in, but a lot of us, myself included, really look forward to Wednesday nights, just the energy of the room and in the group. And I think if we could do that more every week, why not? And I want to get Moon Bear Oracle up and moving with monthly and or anytime Oracle on that channel, because I don't want to put Oracle on this channel. The live stream will still stay on this channel until the other channel is monetized. So just some things we're throwing around, some really exciting changes that I kind of can't wait for, actually. I got a new deck this week, the Aether Creatures deck. If I knew that Teal Swan was the author, I probably wouldn't have endorsed her or supported her in that way. But I looked up what the word Aether means. And it's Hellenic or Greek. And it says it derives from the ancient Greek word Aether, and I'm probably am pronouncing it wrong because you guys know I cannot pronounce things, meaning god of the upper air and light. In Greek mythology, Aether was known as Akmon, is one of the primordial deities, the firstborn elementals. And each one of these 77 cards is a so-called primordial deity, a firstborn elemental. Ogun, we got Iktomi, the Jinn, Orunga, Yeti, Baphomet. So it's going to be, there's such in-depth cards that I can't wait to use them for personals. If you're waiting for a December personal, whether you're a patron or whether you've paid for one, I'm still doing them this week. You'll have them by the 1st. Thank you to everyone who wished my daughter a happy 14th birthday on Sunday when I posted in the community tab. And yeah, Salvatore Soto, Eris Mana, Nightmare with a K, Vixen Doe, Miss Monica, Smoochie. So Miss Smoochie, did you send me a tapestry? Somebody sent me a tapestry and there was no note in it though. Oh, yep, there it is. So it was you. Thank you so very much. I just opened it. I was Christmas shopping with my mom all day today, so I didn't have a chance to put the little slits in it, but I will be using it going forward until I hang my Christmas time one up. So thank you so much. It was really cool. It kind of looks like it's blacklight effective as well. Thank you. I hope that I have access to all of my inventory so that I can send out the Christmas gifts I really want to so many of you guys. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go shopping. I mean, it is what it is. Blue Crossroads and Miss Shauna. Yes, the reason we're doing this tonight is because Thursday's Thanksgiving. We were going to do a Thanksgiving night Oracle stream, but Ghost Dragons is coming to visit me, helping me with something super duper important that I have to do on Monday. And I could not find anyone else who is able to help me. So he is driving in for the weekend from Ohio to help me with something. I didn't force him or anything. I simply was complaining about it. And he's like, hey, I don't mind doing that. So I don't want all of those trolls that come for a stroll and say I like take advantage of him and like hustle him. It's just something he's doing for me. And he's going to spend the weekend with us here. So Miss Shauna, if you're listening, I did not get the teas today, but I will let you know when I do get them. Absolutely. Who else? Ann Palmer, Bat Mom. Who else? I know I made you guys wait. I'm so sorry. Did not mean to. Ghost Dragons, fancy meeting you here. Ralph and Cassie Francis, hello. Hello. Shelly Montgomery, what's up, girl? Just going through the names here. I think that's everybody that's in here for now. All right. Melissa Nicole. Hey, sweetie. How are you? I hope everyone's doing well this holiday week. Depending where you are, it's a holiday week. Josephine. Madison. 405er. Dargo. Michigan UFO sightings and paranormal encounters. Yes, that is the interview that I'm doing tomorrow at the regular time where we normally would be doing this. Their audio only podcast. If you want to drop a link to that, let me wrench you so you can do that. Give me a sec. YouTube. Yep. My channel. And yeah, here we are. And then I'll wrench you. And if you want to drop a link to that show, which I know is airing on Saturday, that way you can do that. Because I think you have to be a wrench to drop links. Okay. Is that what it is? All right, I think I got everyone. If I missed you, please don't take it personally. Madison's placing an order for food. What you getting, girl? All right. I didn't even bring Ghost Dragons in yet. I was about to be like, who's first? And then it's like, oh, it's just me. It's going to be one of those nights. There he is. Hi. Thank you, Melissa. Miss Lara, what's up? Monica, if you keep having that problem, try to go out and come back in. I know sometimes that helps. What's up, Steven?
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm doing good. I'm at mom too. Everybody's going to give kisses now.
All right, let's do this. Who's first?
We're going to do 405er first because he's got a book.
All right. Yeah, guys, if you plan on leaving anytime within the next like half hour, 45 minutes, let us know so we can make sure that we get you in. Because I know it's frustrating, like if you hang out for like an hour and a half and then you still aren't called and then you just want to leave, but then you didn't get your reading. So, all right, 405er. I'm going to start off with energy and spirit. Just sounds good to me.
No Blue Cross Road, it's all good.
There is this oh no, Blue Cross Roads actually, thank God it's not that. Just an important monthly appointment I have that now that I'm so far away from that appointment, which makes it even more ridiculous.
You hear it in the background?
I'm very grateful. Yeah, I hear the dogs. So I saw
you got a new toy.
I saw this McAllister's. That sounds good, actually. Sounds nice and Irish. I saw this shirt that had a piece of bacon smoking. Well, I saw her say bacon, smoking a joint, and it said bacon, BAKIN. I thought it was funny.
It is. That's a good one. I still got to order one of your son's shirts, sweatshirts.
That's what. That's where I ran across it because I was looking.
Oh, really?
On Amazon, I just put in marijuana gifts for teens. All right, 405er, let's get this party started. Conscious steps, card number 26 in the upright position, considered action and looking forward. The woman depicted on this card is carefully walking on stepping stones that cross the lake. She has already navigated several steps, but she has farther to go to reach her destination. This card heralds a time of greater awareness and decisiveness for you. Whether it's about your future plans or a present problem, you now have the ability to take all the necessary steps to move into a resolution. This is a good time to take stock of your goals and consider what actions would be most helpful in navigating your process. Whether your goal is getting a new job, writing a novel, starting a business, or just cleaning out the garage, make some plans and take those steps. This might also be a message about some personal issues. Perhaps it's time to open a retirement account, even if that event feels very far away. Maybe a new diet or exercise program would help ensure a healthy life for years to come. This card is telling you to look ahead and prioritize all of the steps that will enhance the quality of your life now and in the future. So I found it very interesting, like the words that stuck out to me was the word, I guess it's a one word, stepping stones, right? It's hyphenated here. And that's exactly what I thought of when I saw the conscious steps. So it's about taking steps, we definitely want those steps to be in the right direction, 405er. What's up, Kirby's? But at the same time, it's really about consciously stepping in the right direction. So considered action, thinking before you make a move, thinking before you act, right? That's always a good idea. Well, pretty much always a good idea. But this is the universe telling you that, at least for this week, the best thing you could do is make a plan and stick with it, regardless. Even if it's like, I don't even know what I'm doing. You know what? Think of something you want to do and start taking the steps to get there. If you already have a short or long-term goal, maybe it would help you to write down each individual step. I know it does for me. It's like, okay, I have to do this, I have to do that. Or just know in your head that that's what you're going to be wanting or needing to do. This is not about taking risks. This is not about taking leaps of faith that we talk about so much. This is actually talking about taking considered steps, okay? One foot in front of the other and watching where you're going the entire time. I'm also getting from stepping stones kind of I don't want to say a raise in elevation, but a stepping stones. I'm seeing them going up. So maybe planning for your future, like the card said, or just something that's going to elevate you in status at work or just in general, or maybe something that's going to make you feel really, really good about yourself after some really terrible letdown and or disappointment. I feel like whatever these conscious steps are, whatever this decisive action is that you're taking, these considered steps, I feel like it's going to end up being really, really positive, a really good thing if you can remember to keep a cool head about you and to look before you leap.
There you go.
Guys, let me try something real quick with these lights.
You're real bright. You're glowing.
Yeah, I even turned off the overhead light thinking that would help. I don't know why they're so bright. I mean, I'm glad they are sometimes.
They are super bright, man. They put off some heat, though. Woo!
No, that's going to have to be good enough. So, as many of you may or may not know, RJ is in preschool now. So, I showed him my shirt. It says, "Get a man that will chase after you." And he's like, "I know that show. What's that guy's name? He be killing people." I'm like, "Is that proper grammar, son?" And he's like, No, but that's what they do on that show. They be killing people. Like, he goes to school in Saddlebrook, not
Wait till
like
he sees your geopet that Grandpa Pops got you.
what?
Wait till he sees the
Oh
geopet.
my gosh, I just remembered that today. I told my mom, I'm like, do you know Steven's dad got me a Michael Myers Chia pet? How jealous are you guys? Who's next? I can't wait to have that thing. You don't even know.
Salvador, you're next, bud.
Salvador, let's use the Aether creatures. And again, I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, guys. There's 77 cards here, so I'm doing it in like halves because it's easier for me to shuffle. Not that I have to, because one popped out for you. So you got the Veneeri, and I do plan on learning about a lot of these creatures. I am beaming tonight. I'm feeling a lot better. Got some pretty good news today, so the act of moving on can be started very soon. The Djinn was in here, and that's one of the reasons I bought this deck. Again, if I knew that it was a Teal Swan deck, I probably would have passed. But just the fact that it had the Djinn, it had a Yeti. That's how I talk. No, and you know what? I do too in certain situations, but to hear it come out of my 4-year-old's mouth, who everyone always tells me like he has this incredible vocabulary, I guess because I love words so much, I'm a writer. To hear him say it, I was like shocked. But that's also how Ray talks. So, okay. We have Veneeri. Togetherness, relationships, unification, in conjunction, friends, lovers, and destiny. These are extremely long cards. The book itself is 300 and some odd pages, so I'm going to stick with the meanings. And if you get a personal, I will read you the entire thing. If the Veneeri appear to you right side up, togetherness needs to be your priority. You need to change your thoughts, words, and actions that are keeping you apart from something. What do you need to be together with instead of apart from? What would it take to be together with whoever/whatever you're feeling separated from? It could be a person, place, or thing. Take that metaphorical leap into the ocean for love, commitment, and togetherness. The Veneeri, come also to remind you that closeness applies not only to physical closeness, but to emotional and mental closeness as well. Now is the time to really practice any of those things that enable closeness instead of distance or separation. This can mean choosing to no longer be separated from them in terms of proximity. It could mean intentionally planning reliable times to be with them. It could also mean changing the way you are thinking and changing the beliefs that are keeping you separate. It could mean committing to the other person, being open, showing them you care about them and want them with you, listening, resolving conflicts, healing so that you can reach a state of forgiveness, embracing differences, building your relationship on honesty, dropping your assumptions, communicating deeply, experiencing something together, making new memories together, being attuned, deeply trying to see, hear, feel, and or understand them. So this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, Salvatore, but especially with Thanksgiving, I think of togetherness during Thanksgiving. I'm not sure if you're even here in the States. Eris, you know what? You're absolutely right. And I was debating whether or not I should even say that, but I know a lot of people in this community have issues with Teal Swan. I feel like this is definitely about someone. Okay. It again, doesn't have to be romantic. It could just be someone that you're missing. And I do feel this disconnect, this separation. Okay. It doesn't even have to be a falling out. It could just be someone that you're sitting here. Like, who could this be? Oh, I haven't talked to so-and-so in a month, or so-and-so had surgery last week and I haven't spoken to them since. I do feel like there was some misunderstanding as far as like maybe someone, either you misunderstanding something they said or them misinterpreting something you said. There is a disconnect here from someone who is supposed to be a big part of your life right now, or at least a part of your life right now, and they're not. So I'm pretty sure you should know who this is. If you don't, it'll come to you this week. Why don't you use the holiday to maybe make amends or to reach out, or how and when, wherever you see fit. But I do feel like whoever, Mike, Mike for the win, because I was just making that face out and I was like, is that a Pokemon? I thought Steven was going to be the one to say it.
I was going to, but You beat me to it.
I do feel like this disconnect is something that really should try to be resolved. This is the universe giving you this advice, which means you and this person are supposed to be connected in whatever way you are, romantically, through business, just familial, however you're connected or disconnected with and from them. They're supposed to be in your life, at least at this time. So see what you can do to bring them back in. If you need to make amends, if you need to say you're sorry, if you need to accept forgiveness, whatever you need to do. Do you know what? I think I'm going to have to, from now on, I'm not going to do it now, but I need to back the light up. I think that'll help.
I agree.
Because right now I have the overhead lights off and only one of those two lights on.
You got to remember too, those doors have glass on them and they're reflecting light too.
They're open.
Well, still on the sides, you're still getting that light. No,
there's no light.
Right. They do go back all the way, don't they?
The only light on in this entire downstairs right now is this one light right here in the whole downstairs. And I'm like,
move them back.
All right, who's next?
Okay, Eris Mana, but I don't know if he's here. I was waiting to see if they pop in.
Hi, Entity 7.
I know Nightmare will be back later. So let's go ahead and do Vixen Doe. And then after Vixen, MDMC.
All right, guys, I had the 3 new decks last week, so if I used the same deck for you 2 weeks in a row, doesn't matter. Oh yes, Smoochie, that's actually a really good thought there. The new tapestry is going to brighten it up. Yes, if I knew that it was from you, I would have put it up, but I have to be really careful with gifts that I accept from people that I don't know who's sending them, because I've had people get the wrong idea because I accepted a random and anonymous gift. Like that means that I'm going to run away with them or that they can stalk me. I realized it was from you like 10 minutes before I started the stream. I do love it. It looks really cool because it's not just this big, it's like these big giant mushrooms, right? But it's also this beautiful night sky filled with stars in the background. And it has some colors that look like it's blacklight compatible. So,
did you start yet? Because Eris is here.
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Sure.
Batmom, do you want to just wait 1 minute and then I can do yours before you head out? Okay, did you say Eris or are we doing Vixen Doe? I'm very confused.
Eris is here. Let's go ahead and do Eris.
All right, can we do Batmom, then Eris, then Vixen Doe?
That's fine with me.
Okay.
That is fine with me.
Batmom, I'm going to use Deep, Dark, and Dangerous for you. And I've been feeling a little better, Batmom. So as far as like being able to reach out to me if you need someone to talk to, I can manage that again now. For a little while there, I was really just not able to connect with people like I was. But if you need someone to talk to, I'm here. Yeah, Batmom, this is you right now. Then Eris, then Vixen, then we'll move from there.
Yes.
Thank you, Eris. Thank you, everybody. You guys are so sweet.
Yes, thank you.
Foresight, Batmom, the Sybil card. It's a deep card, and it is card number 13. Develop rituals that will benefit and support you. Connect more strongly with your higher power. Intuition is valuable at this time. Use everything available to you to make a decision. Sometimes the answer is not clear immediately, but give it time. Get support from a trusted and wise friend. In the ancient world, particularly around the Mediterranean, there were female oracles who were consulted for their ability to look into the future. These wise women, called Sibyls, were powerful and often educated, and so they were feared because women were not educated back then. The Sibyl herself did not go by her given name, but by the name of the site of her temple. Her old identity was washed away when she trained to become a Sibyl. For example, there was the Sibyl of Samos, the Samian Sibyl on the island of Samos. The Sibyls usually spoke the words of the deity that was honored at the site, or the deity guided the divination method she used, and there were complex and deep rituals that surrounded her. When consulting a Sibyl, the shamanic style journey Can you just mute maybe for a minute? It throws me off. I'm sorry. When consulting the Sybil,
everybody's hearing it in the background. It's hilarious.
he forgot to mute his mic.
I'm sorry.
When consulting Sybil, the shamanic style journey started for the petitioner by the act of traveling toward the Sybil, and the psychological preparations of this kind of pilgrimage consolidated on that often long journey. There were a number of well-known Sibyls across the Greek and Roman empires, and historically there is the idea of a network of 10 shrines with 10 Sibyls. The most famous Sibyl was that of Delphi. The term Sibyl would have predated the eventual specific label of the priestess there, eventually referred to as the Pythia. The temple complex dedicated to the god of Apollo and also his twin Artemis was the most powerful in the ancient world. Alexander the Great, King Croesus, Pythagoras, Socrates, and Lysander consulted Sibyls there. We know that the natural gas, set high in mountains with a valley leading to the sea, this place was not just atmospherically special, but was geometrically active as well. It was a place of earthquakes and deep springs and cracks that leaked gases. You can leave it. Just mute your mic until you're ready to talk. Thank you. It was a place of earthquakes and deep springs and cracks that leaked gases. The Pythia sat on a three-legged stool within a cave that released vapors deep from within the earth. We now know that the natural gas was most likely a kind of methane. This changed the mental state of the priestess, enabling her to go into trance so she could receive the words of Apollo directly. Her messages were not always clear, and there were other sacred staff there to assist people with interpretation. Some messages, though, were crystal clear. For example, when the Roman Emperor Nero visited the oracle, he was told by the Sibyl, "Your presence here outrages the god you seek. Go home." We know before the visit, Nero had murdered many people, including his own mother. That mom, your plant companion is Bay, and your crystal companion is Lapis Lazuli. Hey, what's up, Cowie? Anyone else that I missed? Yeah, easy for me to say. Okay, this was a very long. I don't like when they give so much myth because it's sometimes it makes us lose sight of what the actual message is, and that's the message of foresight. So you were just saying you need Jesus, and maybe you were kidding and maybe you weren't, but that's exactly along the lines of what the universe is telling you through this card, Batmom, okay? To seek out the deity or God or savior of your choice. And also a friend who you trust who's connected to that. So just say you're a Christian and you're going to seek out Jesus, maybe go to your pastor or someone that you know from church or someone from this stream if you're looking to get more spiritual instead of religious. Messages from the universe coming in, okay? Like from this card, or just your intuition is very, very much on point. And there's a reason that you're being given this incredible, just put the lapis in her pocket, see? This incredible insight and foresight, especially this week, all right? Pay attention to it. The universe is testing you to see if you follow your gut, your intuition, without question and without fail for this entire week. If you're able to do that, I see this kind of blanket of, I wouldn't say extreme happiness where all of a sudden everything's just going to change like that and all your problems are going to go away. But I feel like the more you depend on the universe, the more you depend on your deity of choice, whether that be Jesus, God, or whoever. My deity of choice is Hecate. I don't worship her, but I dedicate my work to her, right? So the more you put into your spirituality and or religion this week and following your intuition, thanking the gods and goddesses or God and Jesus, whoever, for the blessings in your life, even the little things, like when you're like, please don't let me catch this red light, and the light doesn't turn red miraculously while you're driving through it, just a little thank you. Acknowledging this divine presence in your life, no matter what or who you think the divine presence is. And I think the universe and our guides, our angels, are asking for a little bit more acknowledgement and recognition from you. And the way that you can show that to them is by following your intuition this week. Even if it seems like it is totally, totally off. Like, even if it's like, there's no way I could possibly be right about this. Giving it a chance and testing your intuition out anyways. I'm sorry. With the one light, it was making it so I couldn't read the card.
Oh.
All right, here we go. This is much better. We're good. Who's next? Eris. Eris, I am going to use Myths and Mermaids.
They finally shut up.
Huh? Oh, I knew it was Dad and the dog picking on each other.
Well, John brought home a bunch of squeaky toys, and Puff's never had a squeaky toy before.
Oh.
And now he's guarding them. He won't leave them alone. And Dad, every time he gets up, he goes in there and growls at Dad, thinking he's going to come and take his toys.
Aw.
So Dad's harassing him, of course.
Mike Roberts, no invisibility spell yet, but I am getting close.
I've always been invisible.
I went Christmas shopping with my mom today, meaning for her to shop for others. With JCPenney having pretty much everything in the store 70 to 90% off. I got me a pair of $95 boots for $30. I got me a pair of $75 boots for $20. I got me two of these really awesome, they're like shawls. They're St. John's Bay. They're really nice. And they have like the big buckle. One is red and blue and yellow, so look nice with blue jeans. And one is like grayish. It'll look nice with the one pair of gray boots. But that one pair of boots, it's got like the stiletto heel and it looks like snake skin and it's like knee high. Oh my God. My mom doesn't wear heels.
I got you too.
My mom is the biggest tomboy ever, but she loved these heels. I'm sorry, what?
That would go with the one I sent you too.
For sure. Yeah. Which I keep that at the bottom of my bed now because I wear it so much.
I bet it's comfy.
I love it. I just love that style. And I feel like now I'm free to dress however I want to dress. I'm going all out. Hey, Justin.
Hello, Justin.
Back to work. Darn it. Well, thanks for stopping in.
Thank you.
Smoochie, that was my whole point. Oh, and then I got some owl statues. Some owl statues from East Meets West. I mean, what else did I get? I got a few things, okay?
You had too much fun.
Because I had my own money, and I would bring this stuff to the register, and my mom would be like, I'll just pay for it and you give me the money later. And I'm like, okay. And I go through the money. She's like, shut up. It's a Christmas gift. I'm like, okay. Like, I'm not going to argue with the woman.
My pop does the same thing.
But I knew it was going to happen, which is why I was like trying not to like stare at anything for too long because she might think that I'd want it and like get it for me. But I was like, you know what? They're my Christmas presents. The black boots and the owl statue, she's making me wait till Christmas. So
wait, you gotta wait.
Yeah. All right, Eris, sorry about that. You got the Nautilus Angel. It's card number 2. And you did get it in the shadow, the reverse. A delicate angel with brown feathered wings lovingly embraces the shell of a nautilus. Though her eyes are wide with concern, the protective cradle of her arms suggests a true sense of guardianship and care. Remember, there is no gender assignment to tarot or oracle. Assert your independence, Eris. You have a lot of people who love and care for you, but lately you've been relying too heavily on their generosity and support. You have the means to take care of your own needs, and it's time you make use of your capabilities and become the responsible, independent person you are destined to be. This doesn't necessarily mean that you're taking advantage of someone or anything like that. I feel like you could be either surrounding yourself now or about to be this week surrounding yourself with people who really want to care for you. Like I was just saying, like with my mom, I could get it for myself, but she's my mom. Just like I could cook dinner, but she never lets me because she cooks. It's stuff like that. Like people who really genuinely want to take care of you. And I feel like this is saying, while that is a great thing, remember that you have the ability to do all of these things for yourself. Don't fall in a trap of allowing others to do things for you. Now, this doesn't have to be like, you know, things like cooking for you, cleaning for you, buying you things, all that stuff. It could be like at work, you know, maybe you have an assistant, you're putting too much onto the assistant. Like, don't don't ask someone else to do things for you. Thank you, Bat Mom, if you're able to do them yourself, because this is a warning of possibly falling into the trap of becoming complacent or getting into that headspace of not knowing what your job is anymore, either in your life or in your actual work. I do feel kind, caring people. If this is about love, the question you were thinking about or asking about, there could be someone coming in who really wants to take care of you, who wants equal give and take with you, who would rather do things for you than see you do things for yourself. And I guess also, once this all starts happening, it could even be a family thing, like visiting family for the holidays. Just don't get so used to it that you forget how to do these things for yourself. And that has to play in somewhere for you this week, Eris. It's not the most obvious card, but I'm sure it will, or it already does, have great meaning for you. Bat Mom, if only you could take your own advice. And yeah, owls are my spirit animal. I collect owl statues. I have these little steampunk owls. As soon as I get my stuff, Vixen Doe, I am going to use Wisdom of the House of Night. Great work. Proofreading a sci-fi novelette for publication. Mike, I had that relationship at one point too, and I mended it. You know, I think I've had that relationship with like everyone in my family at one point or another. And right now, that's what my father would say about me. My daughter wouldn't buy me a bottle of water if I was dying of dehydration, and I wouldn't accept it either. Number one, yes, he would. And number two, yeah, it's because all he ever does is ask for bottles of water. Like, there's never like a, hey, how you doing? Oh, congratulations on your book, honey. I'm so proud of you. It's, yeah, you got money for Dad? Can you app cash me some money on the FaceTime thing? He doesn't know, like, he doesn't even know, like, what, like, if I cash app him money, it's always through someone else's card. So I'm like, Daddy, you don't even know, like, if this person's, like, ripping you off or, like, taking some of the money. But if it ever comes into your heart to make that amends, you know, you'll know when the time is right. There was a time 2 years ago. There was a time 2 years ago when my oldest son would have said that about me, you know? And it really wasn't because of anything I did or anything he did. It was just because of misunderstandings and estrangements. Owl shower curtains. Nice. Vixen Doe, you have the Forbidden card, card number 18. I'm trying so hard to get all my inventory back, guys. I have the most awesome Christmas gifts thought out. As your goddess, I am sending you this warning. You are about to enter into a situation that will not be easy and could cause you and or others pain. Not all doorways are meant to be opened, and not all relationships are good for you. Not all love is expressed, and not all desires are realized. Right now, I am saying no to you. The symbol for forbidden also reminds you that, although you may feel pain when someone rejects you, this is one of my ways of protecting you. I may whisper in someone's ear to stay away from you. It's for the best, even if you don't believe it right now. This is a symbol to move on and choose another path. What this card is saying, Vixen Doe, is that even if we really want something, or if we really, really love someone and we just know that we're meant to be with them, there's a reason if we're not, okay? And that's 100% of the time. And that reasoning, it doesn't always have to do with us. It could be someone you got along great with, and then from some series of unfortunate events, we're not with the person anymore. And we're like, we've got to get back with that person. We love that person. But it never happens. Why? The universe is saying no to you, to an opportunity, or to a person being in your life. So in essence, the universe is operating through a person right now, having that person say no to a request or something that you're asking for. And the reason is the universe has something better, bigger planned for you, in store for you. So if you're to get this opportunity or get into this relationship with this person, then it's going to kind of muddy the waters for something better or someone better, more well suited, more meant for you to come in. So if you're rejected either personally or through employment, or if you reach out and try to make amends with someone and they're like, no, I don't want to hear it, like whatever this rejection is, and no matter who or where it comes from, understand that it's actually the universe doing this, shutting these doors, shutting these relationships off, all to your betterment, for something better to come in and come through in the very near future. And I do see that the way it's showing it to me, it's like very near future. Nick Y. Jarvis.
Hey, Jarvis. I didn't see you sneak in there, bud. Okay.
Monica?
You just did. Yes.
So I guess don't take it personally. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it's just creating room for something so much better. And remember, like our prayers aren't always answered, or hardly ever answered in the way that we expect them to be answered. And that goes for our requests to the universe as well. You know, we're going to get everything that we've ever wanted if we stay focused, stay positive, believe in ourselves, believe in that fact, and work hard for it regardless, right? But it's not going to come the way that we expect it, right? Like becoming a published author, let alone a best-selling author, has been a dream of mine since I held my first book. I imagined my picture in the little back with my information and my name on the cover. So I was probably like 3 years old. But I never imagined it would come through that day. I was lonely and felt like relapsing. So I picked up my camera and did a YouTube video on nothing. Do you know what I mean? So, and it's like, I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's how that opportunity came. That's how I met all you guys, you know? So please don't be discouraged. Yeah, it's that one little, and it's something you never expect. Bob Perkins, Andrew and Gnomes, anyone else that I missed? Okay, so Monica, now Lusa Falaya, card number 72. These are some creepy AF entities. By the way, guys, on the 21st of December, your girls got 4 years clean, if not so serene. All right. Making the most of your life, death, drastic change, really living, perspective, what really matters, life purpose, and life meaning. So with death in tarot and oracle is always major, monstrous, not monstrous. Why did I say that? Change. Probably because I'm looking at this monstrous creature right here.
It looks monstrous.
You got it in the upright. Oh, this is interesting. No matter whether... So all of these cards have an upright and a reverse. Some cards have it, some don't. Some don't. What is going on with me tonight? This one says, no matter whether Nalusa Falaya appears to you right side up or in reverse, the meaning is the same. It means the same thing. You must reevaluate your life and or the situation at hand with the context of death. It is all too easy to get sucked into the drama of temporal day-to-day life, to behave as if life will last forever and lose track of what really matters in the grand scheme of things. Nalusa Falaya comes to break you free from the way that you have been sucked into the small picture of your temporal life and reconnect you with the bigger picture. When Nalusa Falaya appears, it's a good time to do the following exercise. I don't like to read exercises during stream, but close your eyes and imagine that you died yesterday. You are now looking back on your life in great detail. How did you die? What is the message inherent in why you passed that way? Watch the circumstances surrounding it. Watch the reactions that all of the people in your life have to hearing news of your death. So this, again, it's not a death. It's just this major change. But instead of what it normally is, where the change is just coming in, this is change that you're being initiated to make, okay? So don't be scared thinking that this is a death card. It's not. It's saying If you were to have passed away yesterday, what would you be regretting right now? And how can you make it so if you pass away tomorrow, you will no longer have those regrets, okay? That was really short, and it has a whole bunch of questions. Death is the ultimate change. In alignment with this, viewing life through the lens of the reality of your own mortality can cause you to make drastic changes. Despite Nalusa ominous appearance, this spirit comes in order to threaten a person into really living. Will you? Nalusa message is to make sure that you are making the most of your life. I do feel a little bit of like a funk, some lower vibrational feelings going on here, Monica. What's up, Jilly? I feel like for as much progress as you've made in the last few months, Monica, this card is to remind you not to let setbacks make you actually become set back, okay? No, that's a whole other card. No going back to where you once were. It's okay to be stuck in a moment like, oh my gosh, this hurts, or I can't believe this happened. I can't believe whatever, but do not go backwards. Are you living your life to the fullest? And if you don't feel like you are, how can you? What can you do starting right now or starting first thing in the morning to make your days feel more fulfilled, right? More fulfilling, because it's not about life in general. It's about how you're filling the days of your life. So what are you doing that's, making you feel good, that's helping you raise your vibration, that's helping others, okay? And I would really take those questions into consideration. And no matter what happens this week or going forward, do your best not to take 40 steps back. Do not fall into one of those funks, those woe is me type deals that we can get stuck in. Definitely it's okay to have a moment, but let's not get stuck there, okay?
Okay. We're going to do Smoochie, Blue Crossroads, and Shauna, and then we'll get Jilly do so she can go rest.
Okay. I wish my mom would stop slamming drawers in the kitchen. Ghost Dragons, go into private for 1 second.
Okay. What?
I'll also message Nutslap because he may not be aware that we're doing this today, because I don't think he would miss it. So actually, let me just share the link with him. And you got to tell me one more time who's next, please.
There we go. We're going to do Smoochie, then Blue Crossroad and Shaman.
All right. Miss Smoochie.
Sorry, I'm sneezing.
I'm going to use Vintage Wisdom for you. Oh, thank goodness. I'm so happy. Vixen Doe, congratulations.
I want one so bad. Make 8-hour trips a lot nicer.
You won't get here in like 15 hours instead because we drove.
No, I just would have I wouldn't have to bug people to sleep on the couch, and I could sleep in my.
You're not bugging us at all. Bless you.
That was me just a few minutes ago, sneezing like crazy.
She always is. My mom has terrible allergies, even in the winter. Also, her COPD.
Acts up.
Now she's going to curse. Okay. Miss Smoochie, you got the card of celebration. There is cause for a celebration, and this is a special moment for the beautiful girl as she dances in sheer delight. In one hand, she holds a golden goblet, in the other, a ball of starlight. Her gown and headdress are adorned with fragrant blooms, and butterflies frolic around her as if to join in the happiness. Candles in the foreground add to the mood of rejoicing and symbolize the spiritual presence of light and illumination. There will be many good reasons for joy without need for any formal occasion or the use of a calendar. Celebration can be a type of harvest, reaping the rewards of effort, marking time or good news, memory of a loved one, birth of a new life or project, fruition of a long-held dream. It can take many forms. To those who are caught in the addictive chase of leading a life based on projected future happiness, perhaps now is a good time to simply give thanks for the perfection of all that is today in the present moment. By reflecting on how your good and bad choices have led you to this point, hindsight can reveal the ways you have been guided and shaped by unseen forces which help enrich your understanding of life. These are real triumphs of lasting value we take with us to the next life and are worthy of great celebration. To those who are enduring difficult times where there seems little hope of change, the message of this card beckons you to actively seek joy and celebration, regardless of circumstances. You will be forever wealthy if you can learn to celebrate the simplest things in life. In the wise words of Oprah Winfrey, the more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate. And I know, easy for someone like her to say, right? Shelley Montgomery, you keyed in on the first thing I was going to bring up about this card. Butterflies, okay? In general, butterflies are in tarot and oracle are a symbol of freedom. Black and especially blue butterflies, which even in real life are extremely rare and usually mean spirit is visiting you, all right?
I knew.
A rare chance in your life is coming in for some sort of freedom. So artistic freedom, freedom of expression, you're becoming free of something you've been attached to or someone you've been attached to for so long. And I feel like, yeah, it's a stressful time. I feel like you might even be thinking like, oh yeah, that's great. You know, I'm getting a divorce after 40 years. You know, I'm not saying that's happening, but you know what I mean? You could find the joy in it. And I think that's your test, your challenge, your suggestion, right? Your homework for this week is to find the joy in the less than great moments, right? Or if you can't find the joy in the less than great moments, at least try to find the lesson, because learning these lessons in these moments that otherwise seem horrific or devastating or heartbreaking, sad, all of those lower vibrational energies, feelings, and emotions, right? These points in our life, if we can learn the lessons, we not only don't ever have to deal with that again in this life, our karma cancels out when we learn our lessons, and we don't have to deal with it in another life either. So for me, it's like always finding the same guy. Beaters, cheaters, overeaters, narcissists, like attracted to me like magnets. I think a lot of us empaths, male and female, right? If I can break that cycle in this life, I won't have to deal with that in my next life and the next one and the next one, because karma is through lifetimes, guys. It's not anything you picked up in this life that you're carrying with you, okay? So trying to learn the lessons in the kind of disastrous, terrible, lower vibrational moments, as well as celebrating the good times to the fullest extent of how we can celebrate them. Blue Crossroads. I'm going to pull an Aether creature for you as well.
I yelled.
Okay. Hammertown, card number 46, and it is... These cards are very interesting. Teal Swan, I have no doubt that she probably did not design these. Allegedly, okay, so I don't get sued. But man, these are very interesting cards.
Oops, wrong one.
Thank you. Yeah, we get mail super late, so depending how it's coming, I'm sure I'll get it in a day or two, but I'll let her know immediately. Melissa Nicole, I can't draw worth a poop, right? But before I read for Blue Crossroads, I'm sorry, Sean, I don't know why I didn't do yours first. I think I just didn't think about it. One, I'm getting blank cards and I'm going to write angel numbers and the messages for each angelic number, however many per deck. Like if there's 55 cards, I'll do 55 angelic numbers. I'm really good with those. So I'm going to do my own deck in that way, just for us here. Not one that I'm going to sell, just one I'm going to use on the channel. With that being said, my son, if you guys saw, I think I shared it on Facebook, but I haven't yet shared it on YouTube because the only thing he has on there is something that says Turkey Lives Matter. And the turkey's feathers are a pot leaf. And I don't know if I'm allowed to promote that kind of stuff on YouTube. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to share it. It's called Need Haven. It's from Printify. He started his own store. That kid has been artistically inclined ever since he could hold a crayon. So I'm glad he's putting it to use, but he's also going to do Mom's Gemma Jade merch through one site that isn't Etsy, so that you guys aren't paying $45 for a coffee mug and I'm getting 12 cents of it. Not that I don't appreciate the help that I got with that. It just was not done. It was done by someone who didn't know any better because they didn't have their own merch. So merch coming soon as well, hopefully in the next few months. All right. Again, these explanations do say what each creature is, but to save time. If the Amertam appears to you right side up, it is a message to drink in the nectar of life. You have to take the joys of life in order to make your life worth living. Perhaps in this situation or in your life in general, you need to lighten up or take more pleasure in something or seek out things to enjoy. The happiest people on earth find their work to be play. This being said, the Amertam often comes to those who are in need of play specifically. To play is to engage in an activity for the sole purpose of the pleasure of the activity itself. The Amertam does not appear in order to tell you what to do, because every being finds different things pleasurable. One person might experience play through swimming, another via a board game, etc. What matters is that both are experiencing joy while doing what they're doing. If you struggle with joy, stop looking for intense happiness and start looking for relief. Follow that relief, and one day you'll feel the sunny lightness of joy. The Amertam is a reminder of what so many non-physical beings know, that there are so many wonderful things that you can only experience in the physical. People tend to think that everything out there and non-physical is better. If this was the case, no non-physical being would want to incarnate into the physical. The intensity of the pleasure available in the physical is enough to bring any being to their knees. So while you're in the physical, revel in the pleasures that the physical has to offer. The touch of your lover's skin, the specialness of the temporary, and the taste of that mango. Be open to and revel in the joy of being here. So I really do feel like you're in need of some relief, some peace, probably some peace of mind is actually what I'm getting here. I'm seeing it buzzing around the head. So look for the simple joys, like I was just telling someone else. Find reasons to celebrate, maybe with the holiday coming in. You know, it's pretty easy to do that with a holiday coming in. But just try to find some mental and possibly even emotional relief for yourself, Blue Crossroads, in these trying and difficult periods. And remember that you can pretty much do whatever you want to do, you know, within reason. Sure, we can't fly, but we can take an airplane and go somewhere, you know. So do what makes you experience the most pleasure, the most joy this week. Be a little selfish, okay? Not to the detriment of others, of course, but you know what I mean. Miss Shauna, I'm going to use Night Fairies.
Yeah. I like your, Laura, I love your watercolors. You know, even my dad was a little jealous. Those were nice.
Yeah, I think I saw some on Facebook, and I was like, wow. Yeah. I don't have, the only artistic bones I have in my body are for writing. So when I see people who can like draw, paint, things like that, I'm like, wow. It blows me away because I can barely draw a stick figure.
See, I was more of a cartoonist. I could never draw anything to look real. Everything always came out cartoon.
If I do draw, it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
It has to be something I can make up, because if I start off drawing something, it never comes out right. And I'm like, oh, I'll just pretend like I know what that is. What's up, Big Willie?
Hey, Big Willie. Great Fire Beard.
Big Willie style all night long. Thank you, Madison. Shauna, you got Metamorphosis, card number 18 in the Night Fairies deck. And that's one of the reasons, Madison, that Stephen and I were talking about doing a 2-night a week for 2 hours. So 4 hours a week, and then 2 Sundays a month. So 2 weeks and 2 days a week, 3 days a week, 2 days a week, 3 days a week, where we're going to bring topics and just discuss with you guys rather than the Monday and Tuesday content I put out, because it's just as easy to discuss what I would have put in the videos with you guys. And then we get to hang out and we get to laugh and have fun and just, we're going to try it out and hopefully it works. Now you see me, now you don't. The Fairy of Metamorphosis welcomes us to change our shape, status, mood, and whole self, just like the phases of the moon. Some might complain that after all this time, the caterpillar they once knew has changed. But in turn, the butterfly replies, well, I'm supposed to. A time of change, seasons, cunning, a trickster, switching it up. I change with ease. Oh, your affirmation. I change with ease and grace. I am constantly evolving and transforming. Try something new with your look, with your style, with the way you approach various situations, with the way you talk. The list goes on. You might be surprised by just how natural it feels to switch it up. Allow the change to flow through you. So there definitely could be something here where you're feeling stuck and stagnant. Maybe, you know, when I was a waitress, I would change my accent like every other day because I thought it was funny. And I liked it, you know, and it was fun. So I feel like along with Blue Crossroads card, you could be lacking in the fun department here. In the really, maybe not even, maybe you're having fun, you're enjoying experiences, but I think the being present in the moment. And again, this is just what's flowing through me. It's a little different than the card. Okay. Being present in the moment and really being where you are, really enjoying what you're doing. No, we can't enjoy every second of our lives. We have issues, we have problems, we have jobs. Some of us have jobs. Like I am so fortunate that this is my job. Like how lucky am I that I get to do this for a living, right? And write. But not everyone has that, right? I do feel like this is a challenge for this week. Like your husband was challenged to find some more joy, to find the joy in even the little moments and things like that. This is the universe reminding you that you are going through a major change, either physically, mentally, emotionally, psychically, spiritually, or all of the above, a few of the above. You're definitely undergoing this major shift and change, Shauna, that's going to bring you to a higher elevation where you're going to be able to feel more joy. Maybe it's hard for you right now to feel that particular feeling and or emotion, but the universe is challenging you this week to really try and find some. And you see the wings of this fairy is a blue butterfly. It's a blue butterfly all its own, her wings. Okay. So freedom, spirituality, rarity. Okay. Find comfort in the small moments. Okay. Find joy in the simple moments. And realize that you're undergoing this mega change, which probably has you feeling or will have you feeling all mixed up, jumbled, and tumbled around. But at the end of the day, you're going to be the beautiful butterfly. Before a caterpillar can become a butterfly, it has to go into the cocoon and become butterfly soup or caterpillar soup, right? That's what Chris Reck from Minnow Pontaro always says, my hero. I love that guy and I trust him implicitly. But they have to become this caterpillar soup. And the caterpillar does this without thought. It's just something they do. There's no caterpillar that says, well, I don't want to go into the cocoon now because I don't care about being a butterfly. Like that doesn't happen. It has to go through all of this nasty, gross, yuckety yuck in order to become this beautiful creature and being. And that is the metamorphosis, the transformation you're undergoing. So the universe is challenging you while you're in this caterpillar soup type stage in your life. Where can you find the happiness and the joy and learn those lessons?
Okay, go ahead and do Jilly Doon.
Oh, Big Willie, I'm so excited to see you. I miss I miss getting to hang out with you. What was it, 2 nights a week? We used to have so much fun, like just me and you and John. And I was thinking about that the other day, and I just was thinking about you like 3 or 4 days ago. I think Steven and I were just talking about you and John and like how you guys were doing, because I don't follow like other YouTube channels really that much because I don't have the time anymore right now. But it's so great to see you in here, sincerely. I'm sorry, who's next? Jilly Doom?
Yeah. It's always good to see that fire breather. Well, I can't see it, but I know it's out there burning.
Every time, okay. So every time I see, like, if I'm on Amazon looking for gifts, I'll see a shirt that says, "Sorry, I can't hear you over the majesty of my beard." Or like, these beard gifts. I think of Willie, Big Willie, every single time I see something having to do with a beard, because it's just like the greatest beard alive. And I do believe it's alive. Like Peter Griffin on the Family Guy, where he had like the nest of birds in there and he didn't want to let them go.
Poor Billy. Really.
Or that, what is it, State Farm commercial where he's like, "I'd like to smell my beard after a really good meal."
Chuck Norris and a fist comes out.
Yeah. Only Big Willie's fist comes out.
Yeah.
Guys, I can't wait for merch. That reminded me, because my son did the Turkey Lives Matter. And I'm like, "Honey, I'll buy a hoodie from you." I'm like, because I want to be your first sale ever. And then I'm like, what does this mean? Like, I didn't know what it meant. So then he explained what it meant. And I'm like, wow, Mom's old, I guess, right? I'm only 16 years older than him, but that's a big 16 years from 1983. I was born to him being born in 99, right? So anyway, I post the picture of the Turkey Lives Matter hoodie on Facebook. And a friend of mine from high school, who was friends with me and his dad and Damien's dad, she writes underneath, "Am I just old? I don't get it." I'm like, "Girl, me either." I was like, apparently it's because people who smoke on Thanksgiving are going to want to eat all the turkey, and Turkey Lives Matter. That's what it means. She's like, "Oh my gosh." Every time I think of Big Willie, I think of sheep squash.
You can always do him a favor and start talking Italian.
Babidi boopy. That was so funny. We just had so much fun. If that show wasn't on so late, I probably would have stuck it out longer, but it was 11 to 2 a.m.
Yeah, that's a long.
It was too much. You know me. I'm always tired. All right, Jilly, you got Tiger Lily, Tiger Nautilus. So this is the second Myths and Mermaid card I pulled tonight, and the second one with a Nautilus shell. You got it in the upright. A graceful young woman, bedecked by bright tiger lilies, tenderly holds the shell of a tiger nautilus close to her bosom. Her choice of adornment is reflective of her feminine beauty and elegant style. Divination message: embrace your femininity. The feminine power is a radiance that shines from women and girls who are securely anchored within their bodies and souls. Full of tenderness, love, beauty, and grace, the feminine power is soft yet strong. Now is the time to welcome this power. It is your right to be beautiful inside and out. Awaken the queen inside of you and let her blossom. Alternately, look for opportunities to get closer to a woman in your life, be it your mother, sister, lover, or wife. Try looking through her eyes to help you get in touch with your feminine side and allow her spirit and compassion to influence some upcoming decisions. So, Jilly, while this may sound like it's kind of sexist, right? Aries, I'm just keeping it nice. But I appreciate you. Thank you. I feel like this could sound a little bit sexist at first glance. The reverse, the shadow, was embrace your masculinity. So it was one way or the other. But if I had pulled this for a man, this is the suggestion that I would give them. So maybe you are very super feminine. It doesn't matter. The feminine energy, I believe it's a yin, is just more of feeling things out, of being more emotional in decision making. Not hysterical, because when people say emotional, making decisions based on emotion, everyone thinks like hysterical. That's not what I mean. But maybe, Jilly, this week, diving into how you feel about a situation. So normally I'll say a lot of the time, let's think about this reasonably or rationally. That's not what we're doing this week. This week we're taking, meaning you, you're taking your emotions into account. I swear I was just thinking this card looks like you too, Jilly. Take your emotions into account. Take how someone around you makes you feel before deciding if you're going to spend more time with them or keep them in your life. Take how something someone says makes you feel before you decide if you're going to be offended by it or not. I feel like there could be an opportunity, an offer coming in, someone from the past coming back in, or because it could be all of these things, you deciding to cut someone from your life because of non-respecting of boundaries or whatever reason. Make all of your major decisions this week based on emotion, okay? Because there's nothing reasonable or rational about emotion, so it can't be both. And I feel like when we come from, as empaths, a place of emotion all of the time, picking up other people's, processing ours, etc., we always think, I know at least for me, and I see this with a lot of my clients and a lot of my friends. Good night, Salvador. We always think, oh, I'm being too emotional. You know, I've got to really sit and be rational about this. And a lot of the time that does help, but not in times when the universe is saying, you know what, there's no time for that this week. Base things off of your emotion as much as you possibly can. Feel your way through things. Feel how you feel around people to decide how you're going to deal with and handle them. Who's next?
Ann Palmer. Yeah, I'm getting all kinds of distraction. Now I have cats fighting outside my window, which has never happened. Which has never, ever happened.
All right.
I'll spank you. Oh, who's going to spank? You guys are getting kind of...
Jilly, you can do that. No, you can absolutely do that too. If you do feel like when you make decisions based off emotion, maybe it's not the best thing for you right now, then that's really amazing that you put that together. Like, okay, I can't follow that exact advice, but here's the advice that I took from it. Allowing myself to feel it. And that's amazing. And that's exactly what I mean, guys. If it doesn't make sense or if it sounds counterproductive, you know what the universe is trying to say to you. So absolutely. Bravo. All right, Miss Ann Palmer. I'm using Vintage Wisdom. Melissa, Stephen will be at my house from Friday night through Tuesday or Wednesday, so you'll know where he's at then.
Thanks. And she'll have me paint in the basement so I can't go nowhere.
It's got its own entrance. Okay, Ann Palmer, Divine Timing. We have to do a card for Lotus. Portrayed on a... Huh?
I was thinking about that. I was going to say something, but
I forgot. Yeah. Portrayed on a fantasy landscape of clouds and falling stars, the mysterious hand of fate writes scripture into the ether, as if recording the karmic destiny of a soul's earthly sojourn. A rickety clock marks the man-made passage of time. The swing of the heavy pendulum defines a world of opposites, night and day, before and after, spring and autumn, and the tick-tock of restrictions created by the constraints of worldly time. An angel leans nonchalantly against the clock, awaiting her next assignment, while two dragonflies hover overhead. In the shamanic cultures, the dragonfly is revered for many reasons. Drawn to lakes and flowing water, this powerful totem represents the unconscious mind and the realm of dreams. The appearance of the Divine Timing card invites you to align with your intuitive nature while being patient and flexible. Things may happen at a different pace than anticipated, or opportunities may spontaneously arise, so be ready for synchronous happenings, unexpected blessings, and sudden endings or beginnings. Divine timing may well gift you with a beautiful happening, but if progress seems thwarted by dead ends in spite of your efforts, look heavenward for guidance. Have faith that your sincere efforts and intentions will be heard. Life doesn't always manifest in accordance to our will, but there are specific lessons that can only be learned precisely because of frustrating delays and sudden changes. And you never know when these lessons will come in useful. We were talking about this in the beginning, right? Like, we barely ever know how our prayers are going to be answered. Take care to guard against blame or becoming the victim of circumstance. Cultivate your ears to hear inner prompts and your eyes to read the signs. Dreams and meditation can reveal valuable insights which point toward the deeper truths behind recurring events and realign you with the rich organic flow of divine timing. Divine providence always delivers what we need when we need it and for our highest good. The responsibility lies with each individual to adapt accordingly. Ask for the necessary understanding of why things are as they are and for any gifts or benefits hidden within the seeming disruptions. If you wonder how divine timing plays a part in your life, reflect on how seemingly unplanned synchronicities have molded your reality today. Consider how unseen forces and connections have led you to this point in your life and in your spiritual development. So, Anne, I definitely feel like first I have to say, like, I don't believe there are 24 hours in a day anymore. I believe there's about 18 now, but because we have man-made clocks and man-made time, it's still 24. That's why it seems like by the time you wake up, you're already in bed. It's because there are not 24 hours in a day. I'm just saying, as far as divine timing, and you are going to experience some frustrating delays, okay? I get that very clearly, whether it be this week or going toward, forward for the rest of the month. And I feel like it's the universe trying to show you that something better than what you were planning is going to come from these unexpected delays. And that's how you're going to learn the lesson of divine timing. Everything happening when it's supposed to. Everything happening for its own purpose, toward its own reason, right? So don't get frustrated to the best of your human ability. When either someone breaks a promise, something doesn't go as planned, there's like something screwed up here. And I do see it having to do with another person. Like another person is causing whatever this delay is, or another person is causing this frustration in you. So it does have to do with someone else. Do not fall victim to playing the victim. Fake it till you make it. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. I kind of expected that anyway. No matter how disappointed you are, right? Try to get yourself into the feeling and the flow of accepting what comes at you as it comes at you. Okay? But you could experience some very frustrating delays this week.
Okay, I'm just waiting to see if Madison's still here. I mean, she's coming up in chat, so I just haven't seen her talking in chat, so I'm just seeing if she answers real quick.
Mike, I would come looking for you. And I got plenty of room. It's huge down there. Just saying.
Or she can stick you in the attic. That's a scary place.
The attic's connected to my bedroom, though, so I'll have to lock it.
Oh, I want the attic.
Just going to battle it out. Throw the key in between.
We'll get our battle axes, Mike. Okay, well, she's...
All right, who's after Madison? We can come back.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and do Ralph. I know Ralph there. Huh? I'm sorry.
Stop apologizing. And I was just saying, I think she's the one who said she was at work.
Oh, that's right.
So maybe she got called away or whatever.
Okay, so go ahead and do Ralph.
Is Ralph still here?
I believe yes, right there he is.
Okay.
Hello, Ralph. Nice to see you, my good man.
Hi, Ralph. I am going to use Shaman's Dream. I wanted to send Madison some clothes because I said I have 3 walk-in closets full of clothes, size 0 to size 13, but I haven't gotten all my clothes from the other house yet.
You wouldn't know that from what I grabbed last time.
That was only one closet. I had to go and buy 3 of those portable closets to put in the attic just to hang this stuff that doesn't fit me. So I was going to send some boxes that way. Jilly, I decided recently to change my wardrobe too, but my clothes go from anywhere to like, if you see my showstopper sunglasses were like, they're retro 1970, like movie star sunglasses, to like, I'll wear jeans and a t-shirt, sweatpants and hoodies. And then I just ordered some really nice dresses because I liked them and decided that I can wear whatever I want now. In those walk-in closets, I have also, about 2 closets worth full of shoes. So I say this not because I'm bragging, but I say this because I don't have one particular style. I never did. A lot of the time I am a tomboy. I mean, I'm the mother of 4 boys, and my daughter just stopped being a tomboy, my only daughter. So it's okay I dress how I feel in the day. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't, I don't believe how you dress is so much about your femininity. Like my dad uses the word tomgirl instead of tomboy. But that's what he means, tomboy. And I feel like, you know, I'm a tomboy for the most part. Like I'll drink you under the table, beat you in pool. And, you know, the whole time I'll be wearing my princess dress with combat boots and I won't break a nail or scratch my tiara. You know, that's Gemma in a nutshell, which is probably why I've named all 5 of my personalities. All right.
You saw that, didn't you? They want a Jello fight between me and Mike for the attic.
She said, I can't unsee what Melissa said. Goth, grunge, emo, classic Hollywood. For some reason, I could see that classic Hollywood style suiting you. Just from your profile picture, but from like sometimes when I connect with energy, like you and I used to talk a lot. I know you message me now, and a lot of the time I don't respond, but I haven't been responding to anyone. That's why I said tonight to Bat Mom, I'm gonna try to pull myself out of that. But just connecting with your energy, that kind of classic beauty is what I get from it as far as aesthetics. All right, Ralph, you got Jeweled Web, card number 32. It is the card of connectivity. No separation, the feeling state. Approaching any oracle requires you to come in with certain expectations. You're either looking for confirmation of what you already knew or know, or you're either looking for confirmation of what you already know or attempting to shed light on what eludes you on the obvious path you're on. You're asking whether you will reach a desired goal of some kind. You're rarely able to see beyond memory or projection. And so naturally, everyone comes to the oracle with a narrow perception of what's possible. Imagine that the answer to your question is not about landing at a particular destination, meeting a goal, connecting to a special lover, reaching an endgame, or experiencing anything specific. Instead, you discover a shimmering web of jewels you didn't know existed. The world is interconnected in a living web of energy. It isn't possible to know how any of it works, but know this. What is in your highest good is a sparkling jewel that lights up for you among this web of possibilities. You just need to know how you want to feel and choose this consciously. Take your focus off getting anywhere. Practice feeling and being in a place where your desired experience has already come to pass. Who will you be when this is true for you? Can you be that now? Feel that now. Practice that. The better you know your path within this web of life, the more it will light up for you. It is celebrating you already. So this is again about being in the moment, having no expectations from the universe or from life. The only expectations you should have or be striving to meet are those for your highest good. And as human beings, we get pulled off of that. What's up? What's up, Nutslap? I guess you got my text. Chillin' Charlie's in here? Oh, he said Charlie Chaplin. I thought he said Chillin' Charlie. I saw Jilly and Charlie. So this is about maybe overextending yourself a little bit, Ralph, or planning on making too many plans, setting too many goals to the point where you're going to run yourself ragged or into the ground, trying to commit to and focus on and achieve all of these things for all of these people, including yourself. What the universe is saying is if it's for your highest good, you'll achieve it. If you don't, you're going to know you didn't achieve it, and that's what you strive for. Instead, focus on the moment this week, be present in the moment this week, and see how you can simplify a little bit, okay? What must you absolutely accomplish, and for whom? Make sure at least one of those things, and there shouldn't be more than a handful, are for you, and the other 4 can be for someone else, or all 5 can be for you. It doesn't matter how that falls. But what does matter is that you're setting realistic goals and you're being realistic about achieving them. Okay. So to, want to say that you are unemployed, just say, and your goal is to have $100 million by December 1st. it pretty much doesn't matter what you do. You're probably not going to achieve that, not because of any lack on your part, but because is it really possible? No, it's not. Bar winning, the lottery or something miraculous happening. But based on just what you can do for yourself and others, that's how you should be setting your goals.
Okay, Shelley Montgomery.
Yeah, Edna's not here again. I hope that
I have seen her in other chats. She's not feeling the best, I guess.
Well, you've seen her in other chats, but she's not in ours.
I know.
I'm going to have to message her. I doubt it's personal, but I just get worried sometimes. Miss Shelley, I'm going to use Moonology for you. Well, Moonology manifestations, I should say.
I couldn't remember if Vera Ray was staying or if she was just stopping in.
I didn't see her come in. I feel bad.
Yeah, she came in. If Vera Ray, if you're still here, hon, listening, let me know.
Who is this, Shelley?
Yes.
Reveal what needs to be seen, Shelley. Last quarter moon in Scorpio. There are some things that people just don't like to talk about. Drawing this card suggests there's an issue or situation in your life now that might not be easy to air, or perhaps you feel that you shouldn't be airing it. That's fine. Now is the time for you to reveal only what you want to. Don't feel the need to discuss everything with everyone. Some matters require discretion. The less codependent you are, the better chance you have of getting what you want. There are two forces at play, and neither wants to budge. Strong is good. Stubborn is a problem. When you no longer feel the need to tell everyone what you're manifesting, you're ready to start manifesting. Your manifestation affirmation for this week, I know that dramas now are healing crises. So I feel like this could be you not being choosy enough about who you reveal certain things to. Right? Like if you want to talk about your abilities, even if I don't get back to you, you know that I'm listening, you know that I see your texts and eventually I will respond. But you don't want to go and tell, the Roman Catholic priest down the street that you're having visions of, I don't know, hell. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying it's about feeling out who you're speaking to and what you're saying. With that being said, I feel like you know something about someone, or you're about to gain some knowledge about someone that you're not sure if you should spill the tea or not. And the universe is saying that's up to you. Okay? If you really think that this person did something, said something, whatever, that people should know, then tell those people who should know. Do not air anyone out publicly where it's going to be to their detriment, though, where like they lose their job over it. If you have something to say to someone, or if you know someone, like say, for instance, your daughter's husband is cheating with their neighbor. You can go to him and be like, I know what you're doing. Either you tell my daughter by the end of the week or I'm going to. What you don't do is punch the neighbor in the face, drag her out into the middle of the street, wait for the cops to come, and then scream throughout the neighborhood that she's sleeping with your son-in-law. Do you know what I mean? Like discretion, tact. Those are your words of the week, Shelley. Figuring out how to say what to whom. To whom. And when. Okay. Not everyone needs to know everything about everyone else. If it's something that you feel is dangerous, like seeing attachments to certain people in the chat, and I am going to talk with that person about that, but not in the chat because it's not for everyone to know. Do you know what I mean? So this is a really great lesson for you. And I feel like it's something that absolutely should be worked on by someone who's dealing with the things that you've been dealing with, especially when it comes to the visions. Okay, baby girl? Shelley. Hey, Larry, I hope you got your personal that I messaged you the other day. Shelley, this is about learning when to tell someone a message and when not to tell someone a message, when to keep it to yourself. It's really hard sometimes to do that because we want to give the messages out. That's why they're coming through us. But you have to look at the energetic vibration, what the other person and what they're going through in that moment. You don't want to reveal something that's going to throw them into an absolute frenzy and make them give up on life. Do you know what I mean? it's a really big responsibility to be able to see things the way that we do and to know things the way that we do. And I've worked really hard at trying to find the right moments. And, you know, like I said, when I was on Michigan UFO the other night, like I've gotten punched in the face for giving someone messages before because it wasn't the right time. Approaching someone in the grocery store and giving them a message about their significant other, probably not the best. You know, they're strangers, let them figure it out. Just because we know it doesn't mean we have to divulge it.
Yep. Okay, Vera didn't answer, so we're going to go ahead and do Melissa Nicole. Miss Bacon.
All right, Miss Melissa. Yeah, I don't think it's that. I just sometimes, Blue Crossroads, I get worried because of the fact that sometimes I don't get back to people for weeks at a time. So I always wonder if I'm like offending. Oh, Zerg, thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Welcome.
And you're new, so we'll try to squeeze you in, okay?
Yeah, if you want a card, let me know, and we'll bring it to the top. Nutslap, yes, I do. Yes, I sure do. I have a ton of copies of the, well, I don't want to say a ton, but I have a lot of copies of the second book as well, guys. If any of you don't have it, the one that Steve Stockton wrote the forward, Encounters, this one. If any of you don't have that and you want an autographed copy, email me, GemmaJadeParanormal@gmail.com. I even have a few copies of my very first book, Missing the Fae Theory. And then, as you guys know, while we're on the subject, here's the new one, Shadow Entities, Sleep Paralysis, and Beyond. This just released a week ago today. So I know you got that. I still have the picture of you reading it. Actually, I saved it in my phone. I'm sorry. This is Melissa Nicole, right?
Yes, it is.
Mom.
Hi, Mom. That's my dad.
All right, Melissa, you got the card of Regeneration, the card of Hydra. It's card number 11, and it is deep. Let me take a puff. Paranormal Pixie, if you want to shoot me a text right now or an email, text would be easier if you can. And then right after the stream, I'll get back to you on that. So what I normally do for an autographed copy, guys, is $30 for the autographed copy. But if you want to, I can do both for like $50. Because remember, I do have to pay shipping. And most of the time I have to pay for the book. And I did pay for these books. I just paid them with a advance from my royalty check, which is why like I was so discouraged to get stuck with so many. But Lara, it's usually 30 each, or I'll do the first two for 50, or just text me if that doesn't work for you. And you know me, we'll figure it out because I'll get them out to you right away. Melissa Nicole, deal with the issue now. Do not allow it to become either more complex or worse. Reject any gossip. Look for the source of a problem. Go to the beginning to understand the motive. The Hydra of Lerna is a legendary creature whose legacy is recognized today. This infamous multi-headed water serpent's name and powers of regeneration are used in popular culture and in common sayings. To cut something off at the head, or if you don't cut things off at the head quick enough, two will take its place. Both these sayings are from the myth of Hydra. In the second of his 12 labors, Heracles was charged by King Eurystheus under the goddess Hera's control to kill the Hydra. Killing the Hydra would not be easy. The Hydra possessed breath that was a deadly poison. Its odor could knock someone unconscious, and of course, the 6 heads with lethal power could dismember and eat you. If that wasn't enough, if you cut off one of the heads, at least 2 would grow back in its place. Heracles covered his face tightly with cloth and his lion skin to stop the poison and fumes entering his lungs, and shot flaming arrows into the lair of the monster. He was armed with a long, sharp sickle and his club. The monster appeared and he cut off one head. Immediately, of course, two grew in its place, not exactly off to a great start. Heracles had his nephew Ialus with him, and the young man witnessed in horror the regeneration of the Hydra's head. He had an idea, though, as to how the Hydra's regrowth might be stopped, an idea possibly planted by Athena, who loves heroes. Iolus took a flaming torch and told Heracles that if he cut off the head, he would quickly cauterize the stump with the flames. Perhaps this would work for them. So with great force, Heracles cut off the head, and Iolus used the torch, flames rising from the Hydra's body. It seemed to be working. And then Hera, realizing that perhaps the two heroes would be triumphant, sent a giant crab to attack them. Heracles swung his club and smashed its shell and stepped heavily upon it, neutralizing it. Soon there was only one head left, and with the golden sword gifted to him by Athena, Heracles swung hard and removed the last of Hydra's heads. He placed the head still alive between two huge rocks on the sacred way between Lerna and Elauis. There he collected some of Hydra's poisonous blood to use as a weapon in the future. While the king recognized that Heracles did indeed conquer the Hydra, he imposed another 2 labors upon him. The original labors were 10 because he had assistance from his nephew, and the idea of using the torch to cauterize was not his own. Hera was sad that her creature had been killed and raised it up into the sky as the constellation Hydra to shine in immortality. Your plant companion is lantana, and your crystal companion is kyanite. Okay, I love me some kyanite. Again, wish I had all my crystals with me because that is actually a beautiful stone. I got some larvikite today. This is the psychic stone. Okay, this is the third eye stone, but it's also a grounding stone. All right, Melissa, cut something off at the head. Stop it before it starts. Now, if this situation is something that you've already been going through for a really long time, it's time to not let it go on for any longer. And I feel like you've been getting this message for a really long time. Maybe you need to understand why things had to happen the way that they did and or do, right? So maybe looking for the lessons in your situation, thinking on an eternal level, on a soul level, rather than on a human one, okay? And also, I feel like if like I was just talking to Shelly about, airing people out when you have abilities, I feel like this could possibly be in this coming week or in the past week, so within these 2 weeks, you knowing something about someone and being indecisive about whether or not you should say something. The universe is saying, definitely say something. Doesn't mean you have to be confrontational, but if again, that, your sister's husband's sleeping with the neighbor, you're going to want to go to your sister. Like, you're cutting this off at the head. You're not going through the brother-in-law. You're not going through the neighbor. You're not getting anyone else involved. You're just going to your sister and saying, hey, this is what I know. What do you want to do about it? And how can I be there for you? Jules, hi.
1 sec. I was trying to give her a chance to answer.
Ooh, Dargo. You know what? I just recently learned about green kyanite. My favorite stone right now is, and it has been for a while. I mean, I got to say, I can't really pick a favorite, right? Because I love them all. But a couple stones that I've really been drawn to lately, and this has been for maybe the past 6 months or so, is green moss agate. So I'm like, why was I drawn to this stone? And it's funny because the metaphysical of this stone, it's a new beginning stone. It releases blockages, spiritual restraints. It helps with anxiety, stress, and tension by releasing trapped emotions. It improves self-esteem and assists intuitive people to channel energy in practical ways, right? Like through Oracle. And for the past 6 months, I've been so attracted to the stone. I have so much of it at home. I just kept picking up tumble after tumble. And now I realize it's because a new beginning was coming in. Thank you, Larry, was coming in for me, and I didn't see it. Guys, Super Chats, PayPal, Cash App, YouTube did take half of all of my donations this month. I don't know if it's because they have a certain threshold where once you reach it, because I did really, really well this month, they took half.
That was
I wanted to check something out. There's another stone that is one of the most beautiful stones I've ever seen. I have it upstairs. It very closely resembles tiger eye. Chocolate calcite, guys. Let me see if I can get a big picture of it here. It looks like tiger eye, but it's more dark brown. You see how rich in color that is? That's the actual tumble that I got. It is beautiful. And I was just drawn to it. Azurite with malachite dumortii or lazurite. And then, of course, the green howlite necklace that Miss Lara sent me for Samhain.
I like that.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous. I haven't worn it. I don't know why I haven't worn it. And all the little tumbles that you sent me. I just got so many beautiful tumbles with you guys in mind right before all of this happened and I had to move. So I'm really hoping that at least by the 14th, okay, I can get all that stuff back into this and get it into this house so I can send out my homemade Christmas gifts as well as little things here and there for you guys. All right, who's next?
Josephine is here, so we're going to do her, and then we're going to do Zorg, the Borg, next, since he's new, and then we'll do Dargo. So he can, not sure how much longer.
Josephine, I'm going to use Angels and Ancestors. Oh, I loved it. I have it actually hanging in my room because the only things I had on me were what I brought to my sister's house the weekend of October 7th through the 9th when I was there for Damien's 18th birthday. So I just happened to wear my Moldavite necklace at that time, which is why that's the only one I have. And while I want to get more, I'm one of those people where like I need everything to be in its place. So I want to get more, but then it's like I already have so much really awesome, giant pieces. And so I'm just really excited. Plus all my decks, I have about 50 here, but I want my other 120, like.
Yeah, that's what you wanted for Christmas. I said one with the zeros.
Anything off my Amazon wish list. Doesn't matter. I have to change the address to that as well. But yeah, guys, anything off my wish list or donations.
I think you did already.
What?
Change your address on there.
Not on purpose. If it did, yes. Lara, thank you.
I'm not sure because I swear it was changed when I looked on there to send your stuff.
Well, you wouldn't see my address.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, because the way that it's set up, I have to go in and change it. You have the address because I gave it to you. All right, Josephine. Yeah, I'm actually gonna do that tonight because I know Christmas is coming. I know you guys like to send me stuff. I definitely want to send you guys. I can't wait.
Love you, folks.
I'm just so excited to put together boxes for you guys. Winter, do everything you need to be at your best, Josephine, then move beyond your fears and limitations. For many of the animal realm, winter is a time of hibernation and retreat. You may wish to curl up in a ball too, but although you may not feel as bright as you'd like to be, a primal force within is encouraging you to continue on. The winter card features a wolf, one of few animals that stay active all year round. Hey, Mac. Wolves know what it's like to work alone or thrive within a pack. So if you feel you need to go it alone at this time, know that wolf medicine will help you move beyond your insecurities and relax into your own space. You have an opportunity to move beyond your fears. Although you may feel in the dark, get comfortable with being in the unknown and trust the light within you will sustain you through what may seem a challenging process. Ask yourself what you need to do to feel supported and alive. You may uncover something from your past that you have buried deep. Know that when you unearth it and shed light on it, you create space for miracles. You may feel like a lone wolf right now, but it's time for you to be the alpha. Okay? I feel like with you pulling the winter card in winter, okay, I do feel a connection here that's very synchronistic for you, Josephine. I do feel like you could be feeling very alone. You could even be feeling abandoned, let down, let go of, tossed aside. Regardless of the type of loneliness you're feeling, okay, it's still not a good place to be. But if you try to look at it as a fresh start, now it's just you. You can be whoever you want to be and do whatever you want to do. If you come at it from a place of positivity, of learning lessons, of accomplishing goals, right? It's going to take the sting and the hurt and pain away from it. I feel like this card is really telling you, Josephine, that if you have to be alone right now, or if you have to accomplish something alone, right? The universe is giving you like all systems go, like it's time to go ahead and do it. This, whatever this was that left you in this solo position or this alone, like solo mental space, it's like it was supposed to happen the way it did and at this time. Don't fight it. If it's a breakup of a relationship, do not beg the person to take you back, or don't turn around and go back. Not right now, not this week at least. And if it's a person who like the situation is tricky and iffy in an interpersonal and or romantic relationship, the universe is saying it is time to walk away. Okay, let's not hold on to this any longer than we have to, because people are suffering. So move on, move along, whether that mean leaving someone or staying gone from someone and or something. Zerg?
Yep.
All right.
Are you going to take a break, or we're not really loaded with people tonight?
No, so I'm good for now, unless you need one.
I need to go, yeah, real quick.
Okay, so I'll do Zerg. Put the next person in the chat and then go do your thing.
Dargo.
Okay.
He'll remind you.
This is the Oracle of the Divine Circus, Zerg. Okay, Blue Crossroads, I could text it to you. Thank you, Mac, for coming in. Everybody, please don't forget to hit the like button. Maybe leave a comment in the actual comments afterwards. That helps. And I think the new live streaming twice a week instead of the content premieres, I think that could work a lot better, you know, but we're going to see how it goes. Zerg, that's awesome. Welcome, by the way, to the stream. Thank you so much for stopping in. I am Gemma Jade. I am an oracle. I am a physical medium. I am an author. I'm a YouTube personality, and I am a stay-at-home mom to a 4-year-old boy. That's me in a nutshell. All right, Zerg. I offer personal readings as well. Information for that in the description box, or you can email me, GemmaJadeParanormal@gmail.com. That goes for all you guys. All right, you got Pixie Puero. I can't say it. One thing you learn about me is I'm from New Jersey in the United States, and I can't pronounce anything. So Pixie, I'll just call it Puero, even though I know that is not how it's pronounced. Within you is an intelligence that helps you adapt to various life circumstances and situations. You might do this consciously or unconsciously, but the point of any type of adaptation is survival. The Pixie Perot card brings you a message. There is more meant for you in this life than merely surviving. You are actually meant to thrive. The Oracle reminds you that you thrive most fully, abundantly, and deliciously when you are just you, and you is capital Y-O-U. Not the version of you that another may prefer, nor the one that helps you fit into the crowd, but just you as you have always been. Even if that doesn't seem like enough for some people, it is more than enough for you to have the life you deserve that would bring you the most peace, happiness, and love. When the Oracle of Pixie Perot comes to you, it is time to get back to the essence of you. It might be time to go back to the things you dreamt about in childhood, or something that really feels like it expresses the true you, but that you cast aside for some very logical and sensible reason or other. That might be a talent, passion, or lifestyle you are pursuing, or a deep-seated need to create or express yourself through art, clothing, music, or dance. It's time to reclaim it. From little dreams and childhood fantasies, a full-grown life purpose can blossom. Even if it seems fanciful rather than practical, don't drop the ball. Give yourself a chance to see and be seen. Nope, that's not what it says. Give yourself a chance to be and be seen, to live and thrive as the real you. You are good. You are you for a good reason, not by error, oversight, or mistake. Love yourself and let yourself live, thrive, and express the original genius of you. So, Zerg, I feel like, thank you, Eris. I'm filming with them again tomorrow, audio for their podcast for Saturday. That's why we're doing this tonight.
And she
Zerg,
had fun with them Saturday night too.
Huh?
The other night when you were on as a guest.
That's what Eris just said.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Blue Cross Road. So Zerg, I feel like this is saying maybe there is something that you long ago gave up on, or someone. And if it hasn't come back into play lately, it's definitely going to. So for instance, okay, you left your job as a guitarist 10 years ago because you decided to get real and you got a corporate job. All of a sudden lately, you're thinking more and more about playing guitar. And there's a reason for that. Okay. So something or someone that you long ago left behind, thought you were done with, you were being very reasonable, very practical about it all. It's coming back, or they're coming back. And the universe is asking you, if you look at it just from what you want, not what others are going to think, not what others are going to say or feel, not how it's going to affect anyone but you. And if this is another person, the other person, okay? Would you take this person back, or would you go back to playing guitar? It's time to start thinking about what you really want, okay? Not what others want for you. Yes, people love us. They have our best interests at heart. But at the end of the day, Zerg, it's you that has to live the life. It's you that has to either live with or go without that person. It's you that has to let the dream of, playing guitar die just so you can make more money. Does this make sense to you? If not, it will in the coming weeks, okay? These are usually weekly readings, so like from tonight until we do the show again next Wednesday, this should cover that. But really, it could be from the beginning of the month all the way to the end. This energy is definitely all around you, okay? You could be living just to survive, maybe living paycheck to paycheck, because, whatever. You're being too reasonable, too practical, okay? It's time to be what others would call selfish by thinking only of yourself. Because in whatever this situation is, it is all about you. Hi, Tracy. So nice to see you. Larry, no, tomorrow I'm doing the audio version of the Michigan UFO Sightings Paranormal podcast that's going to air Saturday. Jules, thank you. I'm feeling a lot better. But what we're going to try out, Larry, probably starting next week, if not the week after, is instead of the videos that I upload Monday and Tuesday, where I have to script it, film it, edit it, upload it, all that good stuff, Ghost Dragons and I are going to go live twice a week with a topic, okay, that we can discuss with you all. And then 2 Sundays a month, we're going to have a morning show. It's going to be like coffee, CAWFEE. And we're going to have coffee with you guys. And we're going to, again, talk about the paranormal, talk about the supernatural, all the stuff I do in my videos. But we're going to do it live because we all love this stream, right? We're all so connected. We look forward to Wednesday night. And we always leave it feeling better. At least for the most part, we do. You're so welcome, Zerg. Thank you for coming in and joining the Gemma Jade and Ghost Dragons family. The island of misfit toys, as we like to call ourselves. And I just wanted to see how it would do live. Do you know what I mean? Kind of like a discussion, because I see the great discussions that are going on when I premiere them with just a few people. So if we do a 2-hour live show with those same topics, I think we could have some really great discussions. Not about donations or anything like that, just to, first of all, allow me time to focus on Moon Bear Oracle, which is my other channel, where I'm going to bring monthly and or anytime Oracle. I'm hoping starting in January. which means I'd have to start filming them in December. So that'll free up that time, get that channel up and running. And I think that we could really have a lot of fun with it. It's just becoming stale to me. The uploading of the videos, it's becoming very stagnant, very stale for me. And I always said, if I don't enjoy what I'm doing anymore, I'm not going to do it. So will I do it again? Maybe. Maybe on a week where we can't live stream, I might upload something. But I think we're going to go the live stream way and just see how it goes. And if it doesn't work out, back to the uploads, the content, but at least we'll have a little break, and then maybe I won't feel so chored at doing the uploads.
Yes.
Who's next? Dargo.
Dargo. Yeah, he's here too. He let me know he was still there.
Okay. Dargo, I'm going to use the Aether creatures. We are all dirty little freaks, Jules. You are so right, girl. Jules, did you get your tarot reading? My mom's TV was really loud in the background, and she was watching her favorite show, and I didn't want to ask her not to. So there's a few cuts where I'm just kind of like this, waiting for like a musical score to end. But it's the first time I ever did tarot for anyone. I was going to do it for you for your birthday for no payment because I kind of guinea pigged you, but you sent me the payment. So what I'm doing is I'm going to send you an oracle reading as well. I'll be doing more of those probably Thursday night and Friday. I can't, definitely not tomorrow, definitely not Thursday afternoon, but probably by the end of the weekend, this time next week, I'll have the Decembers out. So because you paid me, I'm going to give you a January reading as well, oracle. But I need your feedback on the tarot. And I did email that to you today. I got confused with Jules, Julz, and Jules, Julez. So it says Julez, but it was meant for you. Okay, I just spelled your name wrong. All right, Dargo, you got the Atai in the shadow reverse position. Card number 62, the Hodag. I don't know why I know what that is. Okay, the Orunga. Some interesting names for these primordial deities. The Mirbach. The Musensi. Samsama. All right. Values, North Star, personal sense of rightness, life satisfaction, happiness, and fulfillment. Oh, Mike. You lie like a dog. No matter whether the Atai appears right side up or in reverse, so we could turn him around, it means the same thing. In the situation at hand, you must make your decision specifically according to what you value most. This is almost a little bit like what I was saying to Zerg. For most people, there's a big difference between what they value doing and what they are actually doing, how they value acting, and how they are actually acting. Many people feel like something is just wrong, but don't know exactly what, and so they don't know what to do about it. If you value spending time connecting with your family, but you work a 70-hour work week, you're not living according to your own values. If you value being useful to others and doing something of meaning, but you sit on the couch binge watching TV, you are not living according to your values. The people who are happy on this earth are the people who are actually doing what they value doing and who are actually acting how they value acting. They do not have the experience of being pulled in many different directions because they know their values enough to be able to prioritize according to those values and let the chips fall where they may. Keep in mind that values are not the same as goals. A goal is something that is achieved and then it's done. Values are about something important that is ongoing. It is something you keep doing for as long as you hold that value, potentially for the rest of your life, as opposed to something that gets crossed off your list once it is achieved. For example, achieving a gold medal win at the Olympics is a goal, not a value, but achieving as an ongoing principle is a value. Heather Nikki, she's here. Oh my God, this is 3 pages long.
Oh my gosh.
A value is what you consider. Well, it's Teal Swan. She likes to hear herself speak. A value is what you consider to be important, worthy, and useful. Deep inside your heart, what do you really want? What really has worth? Your values are about how you want to be in the world relative to others and to yourself, what you want to do, and how you want to go about doing it. When the things we do and the way we behave in the world toward others and toward ourselves match our values, we experience life satisfaction. To live according to your values, you need to be willing to consider that you may have values that you have been conditioned to believe are not acceptable to have in comparison to other values. This is especially true when you are expected to self-sacrifice. Yeah, another Pokemon. The Atai has come to you to teach you that to experience life satisfaction, you need to prioritize your top values. And when push comes to shove, maybe in a push comes to shove situation that you're in right now, you need to prioritize your number one core value above all others. Look at the situation at hand and or your life in general and be really honest about how you are or are not acting in alignment with your top value or values. Decide how to act in alignment with your actual values. What changes would you make today to do that? Your future will be dictated by the way you prioritize in alignment with your values today. Okay, I'm going to give you an example from my personal life, okay, because I do that because I want you guys to know I've been there, okay? I'm always there with you. I could probably relate to pretty much every one of these readings. When I came into my abilities and really connecting again with source and with spirit and even with the lower vibrational evil, malevolent entities, I decided that kindness was super important to me. I decided that being kind was above almost all else the most important thing for me, showing grace. However, before I started actually putting this into practice, it was just a concept, right? Be kind to each other. And then I'm snapping at people, being judgmental, cursing at people at red lights, slamming into people in front of me on purpose with my shopping cart because they're moving too slow. Because be kind was a really nice and kind thing to say, but it was a lot harder to do. I've since changed. That was a few years ago. I've since come into alignment with those values. And you know what? Before I did that, though, I felt kind of like a fraud because every time I would say be kind or I would speak to a client and talk about being kind to others and showing grace and being respectful, even when people aren't respectful to you, I would feel like an absolute fraud. Was I a fraud? No, because I was trying. At the very least, you have to try. Now, what I'm seeing here for you, Dargo, is I think that your values are being tested. It's like something that you don't believe in is like being forced upon you. I don't know, it's a weird message. Being forced upon you, or you're watching someone do something, like, for instance, and this is not a statement on domestic violence. You watch shows where, you know, they make fun of domestic violence because it's a cartoon and it's funny and it's not real life, you know, lighten up, take a joke. But it's a whole other story if you see a man beat the crap out of your mom, right? That is an affront to your values. If I'm trying to think of how this is all showing to me. It's like something is becoming an affront to your values, and you have to decide whether or not you're going to speak up. Is it worth speaking up? And I think this is the challenge from the universe for you this week and this month, is like stepping back into those values that maybe you kind of tossed aside. Maybe your values, for instance, like mine was like to try to be more kind, to show more grace, but you ended up in a relationship with someone who was just nasty and miserable all the time and thought that you being kind to another woman was you flirting with another woman, right? So you kind of cast aside those values to make this other person happy. I feel like it's time to pick those values back up and do not allow other people to step in the way of you and what you value. And I hope that that made sense, because sometimes when I see the images, they're super blurry or shadowy. It doesn't happen often, but that's when I start rambling, like trying to catch up with myself. So basically, make sure you stick to your guns, stand up for what you believe in, no matter what it is. Stay true to yourself. Guys, I'm sorry. It is so hot in here. I know, right? I should have prefaced that with, I have a tank top on.
I figured that.
All right.
My heart just dropped. Should put my heart back.
All right. Who's next?
Since a bunch of people didn't show, we're gonna do Mike next.
Well, Dargo, if you want to talk about it, you know I'm always here. Yes, Blue Crossroads, that's actually a good idea and something I did plan on doing. But now that you said it, I will write it down.
Yeah,
So
because I told her that the shorts are a big thing, and it'd be a good way to, in the shorts, to promote the channel.
I'm also doing just a quick bonus video, short of new format. Thank you for reminding me of that, because I thought about it the past 2 days and then I kept forgetting to write it down right here. I'm also going to do a video of me reading 2 chapters from each one of my books. I know, we could finally see my collarbones again. All right, who's next?
We're gonna do Mike.
All right,
Mike Roberts. And Kai, you're next. Kai, you're next. After Mike.
Mike, Journey of a Lonely Soul. You guys are too much. I love you guys so much. We are not in a Mercury retrograde. The Mercury retrograde is coming at the end of the year. I know Jupiter is retrograde right now, and that ends on December 3rd. Now, the Mercury goes retrograde. That's the retrograde that I worry about. Like, Mars retrograde can be a good thing depending on your sign. You know, I'm an Aries rising. Mars retrogrades are pretty good for me. You're very welcome. Always. I'm always here for you guys. And I know I haven't been my fabulous, generous self lately, but I'm only human and I'm going through a very tragic situation that I've managed to feel triumphant about, because I had to force myself into, just like I tell you guys, right? I had to take my own advice. I had to take the universe's advice as well. Start doing my manifestation affirmations every day, whether I feel like it or not. Work in my shadow work journal every day, whether I feel like it or not, and step back from the situation, look at the part I played, look at all the ways that I was wrong, and learn all of the lessons. And I'm still doing that. But as I've started doing that, I've come into this space of gratitude. Do I have regret? Absolutely. Am I still heartbroken and sad? Yes. But it's nowhere near to the extent or degree. Like, I know now that this all happened so that I can absolutely shine and be the best Gemma Jade that I can possibly be and stick to my values. You know, I can dress however I want now. I don't have to take anyone into consideration. And sometimes I dress like a weirdo and I don't care. Mike, the steampunk dress you got me that I never got to wear, but it is at the other house, I just ordered another one in blue. Why? Because I can. As a matter of fact, I know you men aren't going to care, but you ladies might like them. I want to show you guys my black boots, in case any of y'all can chase pennies around you. Let me read Mike's order.
I'm going to take you out to dinner Saturday.
She won't give them to me till Christmas. But I got my pretty pumps. I only got to wear once last year. Mist swirl all around her, confounding her every step. And we might have the little dude all weekend too, so that'll be fun.
That would be great.
I think we're going to have him. The way is barred, seemingly impassable, until she realizes that all she needs to do is guide her steed on a new path, upside down and backwards. Can I tell you, I was like, oh, mommy's friend's coming for the weekend. He's like, I know, Ghostdragonzw. Like, he's so like, oh, yeah, it's my friend too.
Yeah, it's such a good time at the mall.
Oh, Larry, thank you so much.
You're a good man, Larry.
All right, Mike, our minds are often locked into accomplishing tasks the way we have always done them. I'm so sorry. Larry, I didn't see your answer. Did you get the Oracle reading I did for you? If you need the link again, let me know.
Yes, he did. He did say
okay,
yes.
I didn't see. Schools teach children that there is one correct answer and everything else must be discarded as quickly and efficiently as possible. This foolishness blinds us all of the wonderful, strange, unexpected answers that are at our fingertips. Very few of our most useful inventions would have been created by adhering to straightforward thinking. Acknowledge the first direction your intuition takes you in, but then put a bow on it. Forget all of the rules and allow yourself to consider the wisdom of the absurd. Michael, I just want to say, you thought it was absurd to hold a crystal, stand in the moonlight with your feet in the earth and meditate, right? But you did it. And for a while, you started feeling better, right? You thought it was a little weird to be writing manifestation affirmations 55 times a day, but you started to do it and you did start to feel a little better, right? You can let Lara know how far down she is if you can. Lara, if you have to leave for any reason, let us know. Madison, we called you a while ago. I'll do yours after Mike. I knew that you were at work. I said you had probably stepped away. You'll be next.
I got you written down. And Laura, I got you up. You're coming in, actually.
Start at the end rather than the beginning. Pretend you are from another planet or another time and consider how you might approach the situation. How can you use old tools in new ways, perhaps if they were turned around slightly? You need not become too attached to each of these strange ideas. The goal is to free your mind to see odd angles that you had not yet considered. So, Mike, ask yourself, which beliefs are limiting me and what is the strangest solution I can think of? And I kind of like that idea, but I've got to say too, the very first, the quote here really made sense when I was talking to you. It happens. When I was reading for you, mists swirl all around her, confounding her every step. The way is barred, seemingly impassable, until she realizes that all she needs to do is guide her seat on a new path, upside down and backwards, looking at things from a different perspective. Like I just said, personally going through this absolute trauma, this feeling of terror and regret and all of these horrible emotions that I hadn't felt in so many years, I was able to try to step back and look at the situation from a different lens, look at it, like I always tell you guys, and like I'm telling you now, to look at it from an eternal perspective, right? Not from Mike, the human being whose, heart could be broken or who's feeling lonely. To look at it from what happened here? How can I make sure I'm never in this situation again? To start trying to like solution-based thinking, right? I learned that in recovery. I don't know if some of you guys did, but solution-based thinking. So instead of focusing on the problem, we focus on the solution and what we learned from the problem. And I do feel like there's an opportunity for growth and for you to change your entire mind frame and possibly your entire situation, but it's going to be such a far out opportunity that like you've never even considered before that you're going to be very quick to dismiss it. Okay. I wouldn't do that, especially this week. If you have any crazy things that you can do, any amazing opportunities that you never considered, I would say if your intuition, if your gut says do it, do it. Don't worry about who's going to say what, think what, feel what. Just like I said before, all you have to focus on right now is Michael. Madison.
Oh, you're going to go ahead and do her now? That's fine. And then we'll do...
Only because I figured she was working and...
Yeah. And then we'll do Kai, and then Chris, and then Andrew, then Para.
Okay. All right, Madison.
Actually, I love how people time it. They ask just as they're getting ready to come up.
Oh, I will, Blue Crossroads. Oh, I want to show you guys. I know you guys aren't going to care, but just bear with me. In case you guys are looking for a gift, okay? These were originally a ton of money.
She's going to do you right now, Madison. Kind of messed
I love my boots. I probably have like 50 pairs. And I'm not kidding either.
Those boots are for walking.
These boots are made for walking, baby.
That's what I meant. Better watch my back.
$30? Come on, man. They're beautiful. They're Worthingtons. I don't know that brand, but I'm not a brand hoe.
Hey, I'm from Worthington, so maybe they're made here.
If I like something, I'll get it. I don't care about the brand. I care about how it looks. So, yeah, I'm excited about those. Ooh, almost pulled the tablecloth off.
All you women have obsessions with boots and
That's
shoes. A woman has more shoes than I do anything. More shoes than my toys.
I was so mad because when Ray sent a bunch of my clothes, he sent a bunch of shoes too. But my brand new white boots that I only wore like twice, he must have just been throwing stuff in bags. There was only one.
Oh,
But
you
like,
only
who
got one
keeps a
boot?
shoe? I know it was an accident, but I was mad because I wanted to wear them.
You should have put them on and sent it to him. Go, where's the other one?
JC Penney, girl, JC Penney. JC Penney this week is like 70% off the entire store for Black Friday, all throughout the weekend through till Sunday. I can't say because it was other people who watch my streams gifts, but oh my gosh, like the stuff my mother and I got for the money she got it for. Like RJ's new winter jacket was $84. My mom paid like I think it was $18.99. All right. Yeah, Madison, you got the dancer card number 20. Thank you, Kirby's. I forgot you were here.
Well, he didn't answer, but we'll get you in, Kirby, because I called you. So no big deal.
All right. Well, what do we have here? Or what have we here, actually? The dancer invites us to shine like a light in the dark, like a vibrant fall palette on a chilly day. The center of attention, grace amid change, looking like a star, got it and flaunt it. Your affirmation, I am a burst of light and color in my world. I dance like no one is watching. A wise fairy once said that those who dance all through their lives remain forever young. Take more time to move today, tomorrow, any day you should so choose. Dance, dance, dance. Be the light you would like to see in the world. And this is the card that I drew for myself this morning. I always choose one deck, one card to look at my day. This was my card for today. The way I interpret this card, Madison, for you right now, and what I'm seeing is not a literal dance. I mean, it could be, be goofy and dancing. I do it when I used to clean my house. Back at the other house, it was Britney Spears and Singing Into the Swiffer, me and RJ, right? I feel like this is just telling you to remember who you are. Like, despite what you're going through, despite even how people have treated you, to kind of come back into yourself this week and going forward. Okay. I think this week is a good place to start. Hi, Pooja. Long time no see. This week would be a really good place to start. Okay. Regardless of what you're doing, remembering that abundance is your birthright. Happiness, love, joy, all of those beautiful feelings and emotions, they're our birthright, girl. They're yours too. If you can, again, and I've been saying this all night, but it's another one of those themes. If you can start thinking on an eternal and or soul level instead of thinking on a human level, human is very limited. We're all connected to source, okay? To the creator, what or whoever you think that is, or whoever you think they are, right? God consciousness, the light. Everything you've ever wanted to do and be is out there. You just have to reach up and reach it and grab it. But in order to get there, you have to raise your vibration. Forced happiness. I told people, I think I said it in my book, but I think I said it last week or the week before as well. Like, when people come to me with shadow entity experiences, I tell them to do everything they can to laugh or think in their head of laughing. It negates the fear energy, and whatever is there in shadow feeding off that fear gets confused and leaves. I've seen it happen. I've tried to do it myself. That's changing the energy around you from fear, in that case, to happiness, to joy, to laughter. Abundance, blessing, joy, happiness, love, meeting your twin flame, finding your soulmates is your birthright. It's our birthright. And I think the universe is just telling you, take it easy on yourself, take it easy on others, and just sit back and understand that you don't have to suffer anymore if you don't want to. But it is sometimes hard. You have to force yourself to laugh. You have to force yourself just to take a walk around the block, maybe see someone else walking and smile and say hi. It'll brighten up your day. I keep getting the message, and it sounds so ridiculous, I almost don't want to say it. Hi, Three Souls. I almost don't want to say it, but I keep getting the message, smile, smile, smile. Force yourself to smile. Force yourself to laugh. raise your energetic vibration to where you want to be, and your life and things that you go through and deal with and accomplish, people that you meet are going to follow.
Okay, Cowie.
Cowie. Cowie, I'm going to use Earth and Bone. Yeah, and I put the information about the personals in the description box now, guys, even in the regular videos, because I'm so terrible just as a human being with getting back to emails, which I'm trying to be better with that, but it's hard because I'll write a script. It'll take me like 2 hours. Then I'll write a script for Missing Persons Mysteries, which takes between an hour and a half to 2 hours. So that's 4 hours. And I'm like, when I'm all done, I'm just going to quickly check my emails. By the time I'm done, my eyes are tired. I shut the computer down. Then I'm like, oh crap, I'll do it tomorrow. Vixen Doe, it's really hard to keep your vibration high. And that's a great point you just made, whether you realize it or not. We can raise our vibration somewhat easily for the moment, in the moment. But staying there, that is an ongoing process, especially for people like us, people with abilities, empaths.
Maintaining it is hard.
It is very hard. It takes me sometimes all day of writing in my workbooks, doing my shadow work. I just went and got some kind of psychological, what is it called? Curriculum that I'm doing for myself. I'm getting shadow work curriculum I plan on doing in the small groups with Ghost Dragons. I have to focus on it all day, every day. And if I start feeling like I'm getting in a lull or getting down in the dumps, sometimes I let myself stay there and then I accomplish absolutely nothing and end up crying myself to sleep. When I decide to pull myself out, I just reread my affirmations. I rewrite my manifestations. It takes constant work sometimes, depending on where we're at in our life, honey.
Yes,
but if you're aware of it and you're trying, that's the first step, because most people aren't even aware they have an energetic vibration. I'm so sorry. This is Cowie, right? Yeah. This is Cowie.
Yep. I think Chris is... I'm not sure if Chris Jarvis is still here. If you're here, bud, yeah, he may be somewhere else.
He better still be here, or he should have said goodbye. He's a regular.
Somewhere else.
So, this is, I think, week 40 of us streaming together.
Yeah.
I know that because I upload the thumbnail to my computer. So it's Wednesday 32, but I have like 5 Wednesday nights. So we're at like week 37 or 40.
That's awesome.
Okay, you got the card of prudence, Cowie. Ain't nobody touching my feet. Okay. Self-assurance, honesty, integrity, perceptiveness, and clear-mindedness. You may have people in your life who do not share your values and or opinions, yet you can still coexist and walk hands in hand because you're self-assured. Everything you see, learn, and believe is absolutely okay in your reality, and everything someone else knows and believes is perfectly acceptable in theirs. It's critical at this time that you keep healthy boundaries. Others should not force their ideas, views, or perceptions on you, and you should not tell anybody else that their ideas, beliefs, or realities are untrue. Each of us is living in a world based on our own experiences, and only you know what that world is like. Your sole objective in this moment is to be true to yourself, and that is all you need to think about. Understand the distinction between sharing and forcing. Sharing ideas, opinions, and experiences is a form of energy exchange, not imposing them on others. You can ascend if you fully embrace your existence here and now and listen to your inner knowing without acting like a victim, a bully, or a hero. You may have to spend some time in nature, healing, reflecting, meditating, and getting away from the surroundings or people who are limiting to your growth. In order to grow and develop, you may need some solitude. That doesn't imply you have to eliminate people, places, or things completely, but only if they cause an imbalance and cause more harm than good. You can walk beside others while existing in your own reality. Keep in mind that your beliefs are yours and their beliefs are theirs. You have every right to believe what you choose and to live your life as you will. Develop your own beliefs and live trusting and grounded in your own reality. Accept yourself completely. Everyone Everyone has the right to their own reality. Affirmation for this week: I am in a constant state of harmony. I allow myself to feel deeply. Guys, great affirmation on the fly. I am in a constant state of harmony. Say it out loud multiple times a day if you have to, and believe it. And when you finally do start believing it, that's how your vibration gets raised. So, Cowie, I feel like this card is telling you that there could be certain people in your life or certain situations you're about to walk into or get into that don't really vibe with the things that you think and feel and are okay with. And I feel like there are two sides to this card. Okay, the first message that I'm getting, or two messages with this card. So the first message I'm getting, okay, is to be tolerant of others while also letting them know that while you're okay, like you do you, dude, but still let them know you're going to do you. Okay, Cowie's going to do Cowie. You're not going to suddenly turn into, there's nothing wrong with atheists. I'm just using this as an example. If you are a devout Christian, you can still hang out with atheists. I do. I hang out with all types. But let them know that you're not interested in converting to atheism. You know what I mean? Like things like that. Definitely. And I feel like there are boundaries in other areas of your life. I just used the religion thing as an example. It was a poor example, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. There are people in your life right now who are trying to tell you how to live. They might have a problem with your personal relationship. They might have a problem with the amount of money you make at your job. They might, whatever the case may be, they are judging. Put up your boundaries. Let them know that, while you value their opinion and you care for them, you're going to do you. You're okay. If you're okay with where you're at, you need to let them know. Okay? Do not let anyone sit in judgment on you. Change your mind about something you're adamant about, and do not go with the flow. Ooh, real loud. Do not go with the flow this week just to people please. If you disagree, you are allowed to say it. You don't have to say it. You can just get up and walk away, but you can also say, you know what, I'm going to remove myself from this conversation because I don't subscribe to that. You know how many, I got to the point in my family with some family members, not all, I have to walk away because I'll be like, I don't subscribe to that. I don't agree with that. And then it's a huge fight and a huge drama. That's with people overstepping their boundaries in my life and me allowing it, because instead of standing my ground, I want to avoid confrontation. If there's going to be a confrontation simply because you disagree with someone, maybe you should be reevaluating what they mean to you and whether or not they should be in your life. And I feel like that's the biggest message for you this week, Cowie. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I know Chris is not here.
I'm fluent in sign language. I can read lips, but for some reason, not through the computer. I can't.
Yeah. I know Chris is not here. If you want to go ahead and do his reading, you can, or you can move on and do Andrew.
Well, let's do Andrew. I'll do Lotus last.
Yeah, because that way I can put it in the thing. Yeah, I'll put it in the comments.
All right, Andrew.
I want to get Sarah. Pixie, are you still here, hon?
Who?
I want to fit you in. You're next.
Who?
Laura.
Laura.
She
said she might go and get her paints. I'm going to read for her anyway, so we'll do her next.
I'll make sure I mark that.
You're so welcome, Cowie. You're welcome, everybody. It's the universe. It's not me. This is Andrew?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I know where Chris is at. He's in his favorite spot, so he's good. I'm not going to complain.
Gerbil milking?
Yeah.
No, I'm just like, if you're a regular, guys, and you just come in to say hi, let me know you're just coming in to say hi. Maybe we could squeeze you in for a reading.
Yeah, there she is.
Yeah. All right, girl, I got you. Don't worry. Love, light, and prayers for Miss Lotus and her husband, please. Guys, sincerely, I think he's, I don't want to give her personal information, but I don't think she'll care. He's having surgery, I believe, on Thanksgiving. But there was something with his blood pressure where he could not have surgery because his blood pressure was so dangerously low. I believe it was low.
Bad.
So let's send her as much light and love as we can, okay? Ooh, I don't even know if I've ever pulled this card before from this deck that I got from the lovely Lara, Andrew, the Pleiadian Star Goddess, and it is the card of the star. So big Aquarius energy here. Card number 17.
I have to say that one deck that has the Pokemon-looking creatures, it swears somebody took Pokemon decks, distorted the creatures, and said, this would be a great deck.
That's Teal. You don't even know how I feel about her. I don't sit in judgment, but there's 2 YouTubers and Teal Swan, okay?
Oh.
And it's only because I watched a documentary about her and like her spiritual retreat, and someone was concerned that she was like more of a cult. So they hired, I'm sorry guys, they hired an outside investigator to investigate whether or not she was running a cult or a spiritual retreat. The rules you have to sign, you can't talk back to Teal. You can't disagree with Teal. You can't talk badly about Teal. You can't say anything back to Teal. Now, what Teal does, and all of this is alleged, okay, because I don't want to get sued. Allegedly, what Teal does is she'll look at you and be like, you're a piece of garbage, and that's what I see inside of you. You're absolutely disgusting piece of shit, and while you're here, don't even look at me. And then when they come in for a group session, she badgers and berates them. And if they say anything back to her, like roll her eyes, they're put in like punishment. So anyway, the outside investigator decided that it might be a cult. And then they're like, never mind. They're like, we don't want your study to be involved in our documentaries. She's very attractive. She's a beautiful woman. And in my opinion, allegedly, she fakes her spirituality and she uses her looks to bring men in to do things for her. And I don't respect people who live that way or respect that type of living. That's my issue with Teal. Oh, allegedly, guys. Thank you. All right, Andrew. The star goddess of the Pleiades has been called by many names in many cultures throughout time, such as Alcyone, Matariki, Huluk, Miyumko, and Maya. She is the central sun of the galaxy, the very life source around which the sun and solar system revolve. Whew. The star goddess is the gift of life and destiny, her celestial hands reaching out in blessing to everyone on earth. Her hair is loosed, a symbol of her free-flowing power and strength. She is the guiding light of hope and serendipity, bringing clarity and spiritual vision. The star of life radiates from her heart, illuminating her core starry essence. The stars at her third eye and throat bring celestial vision and encourage unique expression. The Pleiadian star goddess is the very essence of beauty and inspiration. Her celestial compassion is here to awaken your heart to ascend into your highest stellar path on earth. She sparks in you your own divine purpose with confidence and vision. The star goddess is the Aquarian star of destiny, letting your self-esteem and sense of purpose rise to meet her in accomplishment of fulfilling your destiny. So, Andrew, your soul purpose could be coming to light. It usually takes more than a week for that to happen. So it should have either started already or it's going to start this week, where you're going to start getting these very small downloads. Well, depending on your abilities, will be what the downloads are. But I'm seeing you getting little downloads of like you being led to something. For example, watching the documentary on Teal Swan, within days, I got this full-blown download of where I'm going to be in 10 years running my own spiritual retreat the right way. As I'm guided to do it the right way. So you may get throughout the next week, throughout the next month, these little downloads or these little opportunities that you're like overwhelmed, driven to accept, that are going to lead you to the path that you really need to be on. Alternatively, it could be either and or in this situation, a person who's going to open up your heart, perhaps another soulmate or a twin flame, okay, coming into your life within the next month. And that's your person. This person is coming in to open your heart, to bring you to the highest vibration as far as your heart energy, your heart chakra that you can be at, while also mixing in to help you manifest your divine purpose. You're being led, okay? Nut slap, you know I do that. No, I'm just kidding. I used to be that person in my addiction. And I think that's why I look so down on people now. And I shouldn't look down on anyone no matter what they're doing. But that's something I struggle with is women who do that, because I remember like now that I've opened myself back up, I can feel the pain and horror and heartbreak and misery that I caused these people, that I was manipulating. So to do that while also charging people $2,500 a week or $3,500, whatever is being charged, for a spiritual retreat, dude, I want my retreat to be like, let's go on the beach and have a meditation session, or, not everyone come and hold feathers and sage me in the morning. And then, I'm going to berate you for 5 hours. So Andrew, your twin flame could be coming in. I mean, I know what I look like. I'm proud of the way I look. I have confidence in my looks for the most part. Recently, it was something that happened to me, kind of hit my self-esteem a little bit, but that happens. But I want to use my knowledge. I want to use my energy. You know what I mean? I want people to be attracted to me for those reasons. And I really hope I'm making strides in that to correct that. Do you know what I mean? I want people to know I'm a best-selling author. I want people to know that I'm smart and that I care about people. I don't want them, like, I get upset when people come in and they make a comment about my looks. I know what I look like. You know what I mean? I've always known, but I want people to know, the inside me, because looks fade. I'm not always going to look like this. I'm aware of that.
Believe me, there's more to that than meets the eye.
Yeah, and looks fade,
Okay, let's do Pixie.
Pixie, I'm going to use Journey of a Lonely Soul. Blue Crossroads, I may have dabbled in that as well.
That just scared me.
I did some stuff. But I feel like everything I'm trying to do now is also my life purpose and goal, on that higher vibration, like my higher self, is to balance all that out.
That means I can bring out my punker jacket.
I don't know. Do you want to be a dominatrix?
No, not really, but
all right.
I'm too kind. I'd be like, yeah, okay, sure. Yeah,
I had to really, like I said, the other things I was involved in that moved me were the reasons that I was able to do that and still live with myself. All right. Mystified Innuendo, Lara. Card number 28. This sounds very interesting. I haven't pulled this one yet. She slips back into the old clothes she wore in the days before she was awake. That's so weird. I was just talking about before my awakening. Though her skin crawls at their touch, they are a necessary fiction she must accept for a time. When you have learned the secrets of your sacred truth and the beautiful, unique story that is your life, it may seem repellent to ever pretend that you are just like everyone else once again. But there are times when, for our own safety and protection, we must play the games the world requires of us, pretending we are simple cogs in its vast machine. Elect for a time to wrap yourself in the illusions of the mundane and hide all that is weird and wild beneath a veil of secrecy. Sorry, guys, I'm cold again.
Go get your shawl.
No, this house. Oh, that's upstairs. This house. It's 80 upstairs and 65 downstairs.
Yeah.
Where was? Oh, okay. Choose the words that will bring simple comfort and peace and project a visage of effortless serenity. The time may come when some in this place can get to know the real you hidden beneath the facade. And when that time comes, you may find that they have steadily acclimated to your true self. Donning this guise will allow you to slip by unbothered and unseen. It does resonate. Ask yourself, how might I benefit from seeing to fit in? What part of my truth may others find too intense? And this is a wonderful message, guys. It's something we can all learn, right? About balance. I don't anymore, like I said, approach people in the Olive Garden and tell them that the person they're with is married. Being reasonable about our abilities, the things we can do, and the things we believe in. I don't testify and and give my testimony to other people in recovery and start off by saying I'm a physical medium who communicates with the dead, because I want people to take me seriously. And let's be real, most people will not take me seriously until they get to know me. Most people, some people will accept it. Like when I finally told my mom, she was like, oh, that makes sense, you know, and moved on. When I told my dad, he asked me what I was using and if he can get some. So it depends on the person, right? Lara, I think there's something going on in your life where you may want to just don't ever dim your light, but maybe not talk so much about maybe your abilities, or there's something going on that you need to, I don't want to say hide, but that you may want to hold off on talking about or saying. There you go. It's only for a little bit though. This is what okay, so I'm really glad you clarified that for me, because now I got another message. It's only until you get to know the people you're hiding it from. Eventually, you're going to know who you can reveal it to and who you can't. And that's how you're going to decide who needs to stay in your life and who doesn't, or who you need to put boundaries up for and against. Okay. Give them some time, let them get to know Lara, then come out with it. You know, when I came out with my gifts and abilities 5.5 years into my relationship with Ray, after never mentioning it, he never could get used to it. He never could understand where I'm coming from. You know, maybe he didn't try, or maybe it was just so against what he was brought up, being conditioned to think and feel about these types of things, that it put a wedge between us. But I think that I came on very strong with it. It was just like one day I had an altar set up and I was like, this is what it is, right? So maybe not doing that. You can always reach out to me, Lara. Okay. Crying, what do they say? Crying gets all the sadness out. There's a really cute
crying
saying.
Washes the soul.
Well, but there's like a really cute saying about crying. Crying, I can't think of it. I'll text it to you. Crying all the sadness out, or crying. A little kid in a movie says it. It's okay to cry because crying makes the sadness go away, or empties out all the sadness. I'll have to figure that out.
I think I've heard that before, but
I believe, Lara, that I'm about 4th generation too. And I've been coming to terms with, like I said, like when I go and speak to recovering addicts, when I give my testimony at Celebrate Recovery, I don't open with that. Do you know what I mean?
Okay,
Kirby's, yeah. Not because I'm ashamed of it or anything, but just because it's not for everyone to know. You know, it's not for everyone. And those are not people that I get close to in my life. They're people I help and I tell my story to. But if someone wants to get close to me, it's something that they would have to know. Some guy asked me on a date, he asked me what I did for a living. I said, I am a paranormal nonfiction author. He was like, cool, what's paranormal mean? I was like, what's your sign again? He's like, I'm a Sagittarius. I was like, not really dating. Because I'm a Sun Pisces, and the only male Sagittarius I know is my dad. And my dad's he's hilarious, he's charming, he's witty, but he is not a one-woman man. He is very narcissistic and fire and water, right? So I definitely blocked and put the kibosh on that guy. And I feel bad because he was a really nice guy, but I wasn't dating anyway. But it's just kind of what's paranormal. I'm a paranormalist, so. All right, Kirby's, let's see. Ooh, the Hoppy. Ooh. Card number 35. It's a dangerous card, and it is the card of chaos, honey. Thank you, Sir Ghost.
You're welcome.
The situation will evolve very quickly. Remove yourself from the influence of chaos and chaotic people and situations. Stand firm. Justice is being sought actively and may well be found. Organizing influences must be found to turn chaos into advantage. Do not be hungry for the wrong things. In today's lexicon, we only hear about the word harpy as a derogatory term for a shrill and or unpleasant woman. Women who are outspoken and who work within patriarchal systems often get that term thrown their way, and it references a screeching and thoroughly ugly and unpleasant creature of the ancient Greek and Roman worlds. The origin of the harpies were associated with the elements of air and wind. The most destructive winds were caused by the harpies and always brought with them terror and chaos. Traditionally, harpies flew. They were a woman/bird hybrid at great speeds and came crashing through the air with no warning. Now my nose is itchy because I know spirit is like all over me. Sorry, guys. The harpies in the oldest mythos were ugly and fierce with claws, bird wings, terrible screeching voices, and sharp teeth, and they were always hungry. This hunger never satiated meant that they would swoop down and steal food from humans and take cattle and even people. If someone disappeared without warning, it was said that the harpies had carried them off. Zeus himself would send the harpies to torment those who deserved it, and the stories featuring harpies often include them punishing those who had starved their families by stealing or polluting the food. King Phineus of Thrace, for example, had condemned his own children, and thus the harpies were sent to defecate in and steal all of his food. While in many ways the harpies embodied chaos, they also are justice bringers. They brought justice and structure to situations that required retribution or some kind of just punishment. Your plant companion is the dragon Arum, and your crystal companion is Malachite for this week. Now, Kirby's. I definitely see and feel a sense of chaos around you. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's coming in this week. The universe is suggesting, I can't speak, that you remove yourself from the drama and the chaos. While it may be tempting to get caught up in this, stand up for yourself, speak your mind, speak out against what and or whoever this is, okay? The universe is saying now is not the time. This chaos, this tornado, this storm, you are not meant to weather. This is a test from the universe, okay? Can you back down? Can you live and let live? Can you just say, you know what? You want to cause all this drama because you believe something different than me? Argue with yourself and walk away. Even knowing you're right, not having to get the last word. And this message is just flowing through me. So please keep this in mind, especially with holidays coming up. I don't know where you're from, what you celebrate, family get-togethers and things like that. This is a good lesson for all of us, but I can't really say that positively because sometimes we are meant to step into the storm and weather it and confront and really stand our ground. This is not a time. Whatever this is ends up being so unimportant to your grand life scheme and what you're trying to accomplish and do that you're meant to just walk away. If you don't, it's not going to end well for you. You're going to be brought into all this drama. I mean, it's just going to make your life so much worse than if you were to just walk away, prove to the universe you can do so. Nut slap then Larry, or Larry then nut slap?
Nut slap then Larry.
All right. Mr. Nut Slap, I'm going to use the Oracle of the Divine Circus.
I'm hoping he's still here.
He's here.
Yeah, I figured he would be too.
So it's Nut Slap, Larry.
Then Larry, then Jules, all set. Then Tracy Tritton. Then Heather Nikki. Then Pooja, if they're still here, and 3 souls.
And then Lotus.
And you're done. And then we'll do Lotus, and I'll make sure it's written in the comments for her.
You're so welcome, guys. Yeah, and I'll text her and just let her know, too. So I'm going to be filming a short video where I'm going to read 2 chapters of each book. So remember, guys, if you want an autographed copy of any of my books, let me know. And I'm going to give, it would be a $10 discount if you get 2. Okay, so instead of 2 autographed copies being $60, it'll be $50. If you want 1 autographed copy, it's $30 to my Cash App or PayPal, and email me about that. If you have my phone number, you can text me. Nut Slap, you got guest of honor, card number 22.
You're feeling special now, aren't you?
There are times to break free from the crowd, to stand alone, and to have the courage to be an outsider. If you are brave enough to endure the times when you feel like you don't fit in, you gain a precious treasure. This is the ability to know who you really are and to learn to love that self. When you are solid in your self esteem and your self knowledge, the powers you have developed as an outsider, including different viewpoints and ways of understanding the world, can be brought back to the rest of the world to be shared to create a better world for all. It's a bit like a soul version of sharing your holiday pictures with the family after a big adventure, opening up their minds to other worlds and maybe even inspiring them to take their own journey. But if you've spent long enough on the outside, on the fringe of life, perhaps leaving people behind, it can take some time and it can take some intention and attention to change your course. You might have become used to being the lone wolf or standing so apart from the crowd that there's no one else around you anymore. That will have served a purpose, but you are invited now to shift your ways from setting yourself apart to returning with that wisdom to share with others. It means believing you can sail straight past the security guards at the door, straight into the most deliciously wonderful party, and into the VIP room at the center. Now, it's your time for acceptance at a greater level because you are safe. You have learned to accept yourself, so you'll not hand your power over to others as though their approval means more to you than your own self possession. You can be amongst the crowd and take your rightful place there, yet still be an individual, very much at home, belonging and sharing your treasures with others, still exactly who you are in truth. The Oracle of Guest of Honor brings a message. You are going to be offered pride of place in something that matters a lot to you. Accept it. It is your time to feel as though you have been chosen and that you belong. Now, I know you're going through a lot of personal stuff like we all are, and I'm lucky enough to know a little bit about that. This card resonates as far as what you're dealing with, Nutslap, because it's saying, like, speak up. You don't always have to, and this is the message coming through. It is a little different from the card. Take the card's advice as well. But you don't always have to just go along, going along to get along, thinking that if you speak up, maybe, you'll be kicked out of your house if you stand up to your landlord, or thinking that you're going to lose your job if you speak your mind to your boss. We can do all of that in kindness. And when we're right, there's not really much the other person can do except throw a temper tantrum. And who wants to work with or live with someone like that anyway? I'm getting a kind of back against the wall, crowded type feeling. Not so much that you're an outsider, but it's like you're an outsider with all of these people around you. Okay? It's time to speak up. What do you want? If you're pissed off about something, like, for example, if someone made you move across the country to help them start a business, and then all of a sudden they don't want to start the business anymore because they're all in drama, and it kind of screwed your life up, it's time to speak up and say that. Not only that, but it's time to figure out what you can do about it. Okay? You don't have to be miserable. You don't have to settle. And you also don't have to go along. If other people's drama effed up your life, if other people's poor decisions or not being able to be human and normal towards each other effed up your life and your plans, when you're the one who went out of your way, say in that situation, right? I'm not saying that's what it is, but it's just an example. You had to pick up and move. You fully expected to be running a business. Now, you know what? You're living with someone, you no longer have your own place, and you had to get a job that you're really not happy in. Why? Because it had nothing to do with you. And you should be allowed to say that and at least get it off your chest. Jules?
Yep. Wait. Yeah. No, Larry.
Larry, I'm sorry. Larry, I'm going to use Vintage Wisdom.
Also, later, check your the private chat. You don't have to do it now, just later.
That's so weird. Oh. I hit the wrong one.
You're welcome, Ann.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, good example. I don't know where I come up with these things. Larry, I think, though, in whatever your situation is, the main message is to speak up and know that you should be safe to do that. You can do it in a kind way. Good night, guys.
Good
Good
night.
night, Blue Crossroads and Shauna. I love you
Good
guys.
night. I'm always yours in my thoughts.
Yes.
Always. You and Lotus. Always.
Larry, you got the card of change. Her windswept shroud wrapped closely, a girl braces against a blustery autumnal gale. A daffodil tucked behind her ear symbolizes the remembrance and optimism of spring, new life, and the inevitable cycles of nature. Twilight fast approaches as the last rays of the setting sun melt into a sultry rose hue. A canopy of tiny stars will soon illuminate the evening sky. Shepherds may well delight in such a sky, as it could portend a brighter day to follow. The tree will soon shed its leaves, and the upturned roots suggest it has already endured many changes. An owl, wisely observing the scene from the barren shelter of its boughs, waits for the winds to pass. The presence of this card signals change on the horizon, Larry. Like the falling leaves in twilight sky depicted, a cycle has reached its natural conclusion. Nature reveals that the only constant in life is change itself. By wisely accepting and embracing change, you allow the old to gracefully pass in order to make way for new growth. If change is needed, you can delight in the adventure of a new phase. But if you cling too tightly to the past and carry attachments that no longer serve your highest good, tests may arise. And I will say, not only tests, Larry, tower moments where the universe messes stuff up. Change always comes bearing new gifts, but they may or may not be what you imagined. At times, we are powerless to effect change as it is the very nature of life itself. Faith is part of the ballast that stabilizes us against unpredictable twists and turns in life and helps us adapt to unforeseen challenges. You are always free to choose how best to handle change, but by seeking out the relevant wisdom it brings, you venture forward joyously with hope in your heart and a spring in your stride. So, Larry, I believe either in your personal reading or because you weren't here last week, it could have been in your personal. Just this change on the horizon, this moving on. And I do get a very, I want to say bright, because when the message is like really like important, it comes on like this beam of light into my face, right? And that's what I'm seeing now of like spiritual. So on this spiritual path, it may be time to leave people or things behind, not because you're letting go of the lessons. It's like now, it's like in school, you know, you leave the first grade behind to go to the second grade. You leave middle school behind to go to high school. It's not that you forget the people. You don't forget where the middle school is. You don't forget your teachers' names for the most part right away. And, you know, you try not to forget everything that you've learned, but it's time to move on to a higher level of education. And that's what you're being called to do spiritually. The owl always symbolizes wisdom. Okay. I do feel like it's going to be you pushing. I feel like you may have like spiritual teachers or friends who have been helping you along the way who are going to be very resistant to you no longer wanting to stay in this area of whatever it is you're studying and or learning about, whatever it is you're doing. Okay. Could be in life too, but I'm getting a very visual spiritual message here for you, Larry. It's like, you know, going against the grain, pushing against the wind to get to that knowledge. All right. Not everyone's going to agree with you, but it is time for you to move on spiritually in some way. So maybe you want to move from shadow work to, you know, maybe from written shadow work, you want to move to actual interview shadow work, or maybe you want to move from the root chakra to the heart chakra and meditation. It all depends. It's a personal choice, but whatever it is going to be met with a lot of resistance from the people around you, from some people around you. And this is where you have to seek not only your own wisdom, the wisdom of the universe, but also the wisdom of people who are going to accept you moving gracefully into this change.
Okay, now you did Jules.
I didn't do Jules, did I?
No, I mean, Jules is next. I'm sorry. Then Tracy, then Heather. And then if Pooja shows up and Three Souls, I think they're gone. They kind of come in and say hi.
All right. Hold on.
Sorry.
Jules? No, I'm so sorry. Good night, Zerg. Come back anytime. We normally do this on Wednesday nights, okay?
Right. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you. Between 7:15 and 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and I usually go no later than 11:30. I try to get everyone in. I unless I'm not feeling well or I'm overwhelmed spiritually from the messages, I go till I'm done. Jules, I'm using Deep, Dark, and Dangerous. Yes, there absolutely. Larry, that's good to hear. Make sure you accept it gracefully because you don't want the universe to come in and force it upon you and wreck. I mean, honestly, this sounds so negative, but it's not, and come in and just wreck your life because it will. It just happened to me. I was so comfortable in my complacency and not moving forward. I'll do it eventually. I'll do it eventually. That the universe finally did it for me, and it was not. It was not what it have looked like. It was not what it would have looked like had I taken the appropriate action when I was being warned for 3 years to take the action.
And you're welcome, Zerd.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
Take care too.
Love new faces. And I'm so proud of you guys. Like, this stream is so freaking friendly. I love it. So much light and love in this stream. Even my mom said it. Like, before she even started talking, she would just listen. She's like, everyone's so nice. I'm like, Mom, don't think that's everywhere on YouTube. I'm like, don't just start going into random streams because it's not. It's a very special thing that we have here. And I want to tell you guys, I'm so proud of this stream, that it's our stream, but that, like, I'm the facilitator of a stream that's so beautiful and loving and accepting. And there's so much light in here. Seriously, I don't know why I just did that.
I feel like I was getting my head banged against my desk.
It's bothering me. I got to start wearing the blue light glasses.
Yeah.
All right. Jules, you got a deep card number 7. And it is the Underworld, the card of Hades. I want to see Hades Town on Broadway so bad. All right. Everything has a cycle and a time span. This is exactly what we're just talking about. Bless you, Ghost Dragons. Death is a natural part of life. Plan a legacy, what matters most. Knowing this helps you live a better life. Move through change. What ideas have passed their use-by date and can be left behind? There is a myth that many people do not know about the Greek underworld of the god Hades. Hades had 2 brothers, Zeus and Poseidon. When their father Kronos divided up the kingdoms of the world so as to not cause a fight, the brothers decided the fairest way was to draw lots for their kingdoms. Hades inherited the underworld by lot, and his brothers Zeus and Poseidon received the sky and sea respectively. While Zeus was the leader of the 3, Hades was neither monstrous, evil, nor ugly. Like many dark gods, Hades has a bad reputation simply because of his association with death and darkness. As one of the gods of the underworld, Hades was well respected by the Greeks, and they were careful to honor him well. Yet, of course, he was feared. Unlike, say, Ares, Hades was not a particularly nasty god and even looked for love a little more seriously than his brothers. The story of Persephone is possibly the most famous story featuring Hades, and one that shows that death is just another cyclic part of life. The underworld is a realm like any other, and one that, although full of mystery, is also full of possibilities. Death is the step before rebirth. A fallow field with nothing growing is necessary so that things may be planted and spring forth again. The underworld, like our unconscious, is a place of infinite possibilities. Your plant companion is the lily, and your crystal companion this week, or for the rest of the month, it's up to you, is black tourmaline. I messed this up. I'm sorry, guys. There we go. You know why it looks like that on this side is because the heater blew it up right here.
I was going to say, okay. I figured that's what happened.
All right, Miss Jules, this is another message of change. Do not fear the change that's coming in for you, okay? You have great ideas. You have downloads coming in, and I think you know the answers to the questions that you have about love, about life, about the people in your life that you surround yourself with. Where do you go next? You're being challenged right now to accept change as it comes, just like I said with Larry, and not fight against it, okay? To really stand your ground with things. I don't know why this is coming in. You may know. To stand your ground with what you really believe and or want for your life. Do not be dissuaded, because as you go through the next week, the next few weeks, the next couple of months, right on into the new year, there's going to be a lot of change that's going to be hard for you to accept. But there are also going to be changes that you're going to feel the need to make with the people around you, in situations in your life in general, whether that be love, career, family, whatever it may be, starting a business, whatever. And there are going to be people, that resistance, that you're going to have to decide, do you want to please them or follow your life path? You don't have what? So I do feel like if you cannot accept the change, the next few months are going to be very hard for you. If you're constantly listening to the naysayers, to the people who don't agree with you, nobody has to agree with what you're doing with your life, bad or good. You know, if you want to go on some sort of terrible spree, I'm not recommending it, but that's your business. And that's kind of what the universe is saying. Like, stop letting so many people influence your decisions. All right, Tracy?
Yep.
Oh, black tourmaline. I have some. It's just I have to get my flipping stuff. I'm hoping to have it with enough time to send out Christmas gifts. I'm sending out Christmas gifts regardless. I'm just hoping they're not going to get there super late. But everything's pretty much signed and sealed. Now I'm just waiting for something to be delivered, and I'm good to go. All right.
Yeah, it now actually here it does feel like Thanksgiving. It got cold. Now it's a little warm. Now it's going to get cold again. Hopefully, when I go on my trip, I won't only hit a little bit of rain.
I'm not even thinking of snow. There is going to be no snow. We're going to
There's not. There's not. I've been checking. Everything stays north.
Well, I'm just saying we got to put that out there because we're going to get little man regardless this weekend. We're either going to take him to the mall again Sunday and do what we did last time, or we're going to have him the whole weekend.
Oh, we'll have a good
time. Which
time.
is good because Christmas. All right. Tracy, you got the card of self-worth, card number 32 in the Wisdom of the House of Night deck. This is allegedly as part of the story, because these are young adult vampire fiction books, which I didn't even know that. And I read the books a long time ago, but I didn't realize this deck is connected until recently.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So it's allegedly written by the goddess of night, Nyx, okay? When you draw this symbol, you are asked to consider what value do you place on yourself in your own life. This is the same as the last two cards. Do you believe in yourself, or do you behave in a way that tells others you are not worthy? All my children act with self-respect, no matter the circumstances they come from. Self-worth and self-esteem mean that you will not allow yourself to be led into compromising situations. Girl, this is one of the main things I struggle with. I feel this card. Acting out of self. Letting someone pull you into being someone you don't want to be. Like, for instance, if you're trying to be kind and spread love and light, and someone knows which buttons to push to make you act like a complete and total maniac so that they can point and say, fraud, you know, she's actually a real nasty person. That's what we're talking about here. That would be allowing yourself to behave that way, believe it or not. Even if your buttons are being pushed, the universe is holding you accountable for your own stuff. Love yourself, for I, Nyx, love you dearly and want the best for you. Act as though you are worthy of only the best, and you shall have it. Keep your head held high. So don't let anyone do that to you, okay? Do not let anyone take you out of yourself. Did you ever hear that song by Kanye West where he's like, how could you be so Dr. Evil? You're bringing out a side of me that I don't know. Yes. Right there. If they can trigger you, they can control you. And this is about controlling yourself when being triggered. And I feel like a lot of that is coming in. It's one of the things I struggle the most with on my spiritual journey. So I definitely can relate. But it's taking responsibility as well. You know, say that person's a complete narcissist and they never apologize to you. They don't care how they made you feel. Are you able to go to them after they triggered you and you've behaved this way and say you're sorry? Knowing that they're never going to say it to you. They're going to blame it all on you. They're not going to accept their role. And that right there is spiritual growth. And you're being called.
It makes you the better person.
And it makes you the better person in the eyes of the universe, and also should make you feel good. And there's the difference. Do you feel like, wow, I got to apologize to this person and they never, or do you feel like, you know what, I'm going to offer them grace because they obviously don't know any better, and I'm going to say I'm sorry and understand that you're going to be rewarded for that by the universe. Act as if. I don't care what people say. Fake it till you make it is not inauthentic. Also, self-care is not selfish. Tracy, your lesson for this week is to not act out of the character that you want to portray. Okay? like I said, it took me a long time to be able to be kind in almost all situations. Nobody's perfect. To offer grace and forgiveness, to let go of resentment in pretty much all situations. And take responsibility, even though, for instance, I was triggered. So being able to step back and say, hey, I'm sorry. It doesn't matter how you behaved. I shouldn't have behaved that way. And when you can do that and feel good about it, that's when you know you've passed the test. So start practicing this week. Take the highway. Always keep your side of the street clean. I'm sorry, honey.
No, you're good. You're good. Heather Nikki's next, but I know she was having phone problems.
I'll do her.
And then I'll write it in the chat. I'm in comments her time, like with Lotus.
Eris, I really think that that's going to be my Facebook status. If they can trigger you, they can control you, because it is so incredibly true. And it connects so deeply right now to what I'm dealing with and going through, that I actually really appreciate that comment.
Okay, Heather's here.
There she is. All right, I'm using Moonology Manifestations. Form of compartmentalizing. Absolutely. Eris, I may have to hire you in a few years for my spiritual retreat. You could be a motivational speaker.
He's good at that.
Yeah, really. It happens a lot where Eris will say something and I'll be like, status. Okay, Heather Nikki, new moon in Capricorn, step up and lead. Another calling card, right? Being called to do something. Happy Thanksgiving, Tracy. You're so welcome. The good news is that you know what you want, and on some level, you know how to get it. Step up and know that you're the boss of your own life. A new, more disciplined approach is needed, Heather, or a new plan altogether. Strategy is called for. This card reminds you that ambition is not a dirty word. Whatever you want to create in your life, there's no such thing as too big a goal, but break your plans into smaller, more achievable pieces. Slow and steady wins the race. Release any blocks to success. This card is an especially good sign for matters related to your professional life, life goals and ambitions, or a work colleague. Think about where you want to be in a year. Consciously visualize it. Write a 12-month plan detailing how you're going to get there, Heather. Your manifestation affirmation: the harder I work, the luckier, quote unquote, I get. This could be about business, but I am getting more of a message for you, Heather, about life, okay? I feel like someone is making you feel like ambition is dirty. I feel like someone is holding you back on purpose, triggering you, controlling you, okay? And I feel like even if you can't get the lead part right now, it's like step up and lead yourself into something better. I don't feel like you have a lot of help around you right now as far as your spiritual growth, your real life path, and achieving your goals. There's like this lack of support. So you know what? You have to look on other energies, even entities, for support, honey. Call on your higher self, call on your angels, ask for answers, and expect that you're going to receive them. It's time for you to start achieving your goals. Literally, write down, where do you see yourself in a year, and what are you planning on doing each month? Pooja Gupta left. What are you planning on doing each month to make sure you get there by this time next November? Take it seriously. Try it. Meditate if you can. Even if you close your eyes and talk silently to your higher self, to your angels, to your guides. Expect those answers. I also got go on a walk. It doesn't have to be in nature. I'm just seeing you kind of walking, listening to the wind. You're going to get some downloads and messages. Get in my own way. Oh my gosh, girl. Me too. Me too.
Well, Pooja's not answering. If Pam Smith just popped in, hello, Pam. Would
Hey,
you like
Pam.
And then you're done other than Lotus's.
Pam, do you want a reading? Because we're going to wrap it up. You can definitely have one, but you got to let me know now. And thanks for coming in.
Yes. Can you see that?
There you go. And keep believing that. Keep telling yourself that. Say it out loud when you can. Obviously, you don't want to say it out loud in front of certain people, but say it out loud. Tell the universe that you expect to get a car. You expect the means to get out of this situation. Yes, that's okay, honey. Pam, I'm going to use the Journey of a Lonely Soul. And then I'm going to use the Aether creatures for Lotus, and we're going to wrap it up because I'm starting to feel drained, guys. We're going on 11 o'clock, so.
A lot of it we've been gabbing too.
Huh?
A lot of it too is we've been gabbing.
Yeah, no, I feel good. I'm just being energetically drained.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Spiritually, the messages are coming in a bit more foggy, and I'm getting just.
Well, you were on a roll earlier, man, big time.
Less. No, don't be sorry. I don't mind doing it at all. Especially you're a regular. I mean, you're a tribe. So I've got some mini Cinnabon fresh in the other room. So got to tear into those. All right, Pam, you got Gardens of Bones in the Journey of a Lonely Soul deck. It is card number 8. Free of any entanglements, her spirit floats into a new landscape quite alien to one used to trees and mists. By the way, Stephen, I pulled a card for you the other day, and this was the card I pulled. It is a world of artifice conceived in human minds and assembled by mortal hands. Her curious eyes map out the components of each tower, reaching out to the heavens. I was doing a reading for you, your monthly, but my mom's TV was so loud, I only pulled one card, and then I was like, forget it, I'll just do it. I know, Cinnabon, right? When we find ourselves in a strange or unfamiliar place, the wise will seek to familiarize themselves with their new surroundings. It can be uncomfortable to feel out of one's depth, but if you are patient, you will see past all that is random or foreign to you and begin to discover the many intricate rules and systems that govern this and keep it humming. Nothing in this universe is entirely separate. Every single thing is in constant relationship with everything around it. People function similarly. Each of us is our own special maze of beliefs, customs, and desires. The secret is to set aside your own expectations and whatever your mind tells you should be there, and instead to open your mind to what's true. Make sense of a person by observing their actions and reactions. So deceitful people. That's for Pam. When you are finally filled with knowledge and fluent in the language of this moment, it will be time for you to act and speak. Ask yourself, what are the bare facts of the situation uncolored by emotion? What should I be paying closer attention to? Now, Pam, not Stephen, because it's different for everybody. These are her guides bringing this message in. I feel like there are people who are being dishonest with you. You've gotten this reading a lot before. You, Ann Palmer, Shelley, have a lot of energy in common as far as the people around you and what you accept, okay, in your life. Pam, there are people around you that are just not treating you well. And it's like you're so used to this. It's so familiar to you that you're kind of becoming numb to it. And the universe is saying, wake up. This is not acceptable. It's not time. Good night, Lara. I love you, girl. It's not time for you to just accept this. But it's also not time for you to go full-blown screaming, hollering, and all that either. Separate yourself from the situation. And if you're unsure about somebody, think about their actions, not what they're telling you, because there is a lot of just deceit in your orbit, okay? A lot of manipulation, a lot of game playing, okay? Pam, please put up boundaries and stick to them, okay? You can have such love, light, peace, beautiful people who love you, who really care about you, who are not going to use you, abuse you, manipulate you, trigger you on purpose, could try to control everything. If you went off and you feel good about that, that's good. Sometimes we have to. But the universe is saying, now take a step back, think about the people around you. And if you have to get rid of all of them, do it. And do it by saying something like this: I love you so much, but because you behaved in this way, I can no longer accept you in my life, right? Not for right now. I need a break from you. We need to separate. Whatever you want to say, you can do it kindly, but please get these people away from you and get out of this situation before it turns really, really bad and is much, much harder to fix than just stepping away, because that's coming. Okay. I see it coming. If you don't, it's just all hell's going to break loose. Right now, you can simply say kind things, say things in a kind and nice way, and walk away. If you continue to allow this to happen, that is not going to be the case. And it's going to be much harder to make it, to get away from it. Good night, Netsap. All right, one more card. I'm reading for Lotus, and then we are done because I am tired.
And I will make sure that gets in the comments.
I'm using Aether, and she got Kalazda in the shadow reverse position, card number 67. Accuracy, interpretation, confirmation, understanding, accurate communication, personal choice, free will, being whatever one wants to be. Got a lot of these cards tonight. Happy Turkey Day. Gobble, gobble, gobble. If Kalazda appears to you in reverse, your interpretation is off in the situation at hand. You need to check your accuracy. In fact, chances are high that you are misinterpreting something. The way you are construing, explaining, understanding, or deciding the meaning of what is occurring is incorrect. Some examples of when a Kalazda may appear in reverse could be when you are misconstruing something that someone else has said and are misquoting them, or when you are only hearing things through your pre-existing filter and are misunderstanding them or distorting them as a result. Or when you are wrongly interpreting flirtation as an indication of love, or deciding that a person hasn't called because they don't care, when in fact that person is in a crisis themselves. When the Kalazda appears in reverse, make sure that you are interpreting what is being thought, said, or done in the situation correctly. Because it is so common that the Kalazda appears when a huge miscommunication is taking place, it might be good to remember the wise words of the great Irish playwright George Bernard Shaw. The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. As scary as that may sound, you never know for sure if you are understanding something or are interpreting something correctly until you confirm it with the person or people involved. In this situation, you're going to have to be brave enough to go and get that confirmation. This is very clear.
Yeah, it is.
If you feel offended by, if you feel anything lower vibrational, Lotus, if you feel like, oh my God, hold on, Lotus, if you feel as though, okay, something is off or not right, if you feel upset or, hold on, I'm really behind here. If you feel upset, if you feel like anything lower vibrational, give me 1 second. Sorry about that, Jules. It's a really good idea. You may be so angry or so mad or so confused or so hurt, heartbroken, destroyed. It doesn't matter. The worse you feel, the more you should do this. Go to the person or people and be like, hey, what the F made you say this? Or, hey, I'm sorry, but what, you say it however you want. There's something that you took the wrong way or are taking the wrong way or taken out of context, misquoted. You'll know what this is, I believe, and I feel like you should really get confirmation and apologize to the person who you thought was, behaving this way or saying these things. Guys, I love you. Don't forget, I will be on the audio only podcast on Saturday night. I'll get the links up to Michigan UFO Sightings Paranormal Podcast with Wayne and Michelle. Absolutely love them. If you want any of my books, I have copies. Shadow Entities, Sleep Paralysis and Beyond, that's the new one. Missing the Faith Theory, that's the first one. And Encounters with Evil, 101 True and Terrifying Stories that Steve Stockton wrote forward. I get autographed copies here. Email me, or if you have my number, text me. You can pay through PayPal or Cash App. There's information on the new types of personals I'm doing. I'm doing the regular general ones, but I'm also doing different types, and they are in the description box. Ghostdragonzw and I are going to get together this coming weekend while he's at my house, and figure out if we're going to do like shadow work the first week of every month, small groups. Not going to cost a lot. And we're changing the content probably next week, if not next week, the week after. And you're going to see a video real soon of me doing a reading of like 2 chapters from each of my books, just to give you guys an idea if you don't have any of them. I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, have an amazing one. Just do you, be kind, be graceful, show grace. Show acceptance and forgiveness, but also keep those boundaries up, because you should always be number one to you. Okay. Love you guys. Be kind to each other. Good night. Go Dragon. I'll message you before Betty. Bye.
No problem.